Tuesday, January 8th, Selectmen's meeting to order here. All three selectmen are present. Town administrator is out due to illness. Leo Martell will be video recording for the benefit of the public. It'll be uploaded by Linda Nickerson to the town website. And Patrick Woody Bone is here as.
Is it good?
No. Hey, Lean?
Yeah,
What button do I push for the,
The red one on the side, I thought.
it says record.
it says record, the red one on the side, right?
Turn it on the left side,
Left side on,
then on the top, there's a round button that says record.
right
On the
here, right?
top, No.
Yep,
Oh,
it's recording now.
There's nothing on the screen.
Nothing on the screen.
You didn't turn it on, I think.
Turn it on. And let it go.
Got it.
Just hand sanitizer in case you come. Right,
Good night. Hope you feel better.
No, Lean, what do? We just hit stop when it's done?
just press that button and turn the button on the left off. Don't touch any more buttons. Just the
Okay.
side, turn the power off. It won't erase it.
Alright, starting again. Being 7:02, I'm gonna bring the January 8th Selectmen's meeting to order. All three selectmen are present. Town administrator will be out due to illness. We have the transfer station manager, Woody Bone, here. Patrick, Woody Bone, here tonight, and also we have, Leo Martell doing the recording for the public, and Linda Nickerson will upload those to the town website. Okay, gentlemen, I have some meeting minutes from the previous weeks on the 18th and 16th.
I'll make a motion to approve the regular minutes of December 18th, 2025.
And I don't believe there were any amendments to those, so I'll second Mike's motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
oh, stay.
Dana will abstain, he
So
wasn't
it wasn't-
present.
And I'll make a motion to approve the workshop minutes of December 16th, 2025 as amended.
I'll second that.
And, let me just pull the meeting minutes out.
Did you have a last, comment, I think, on those
Workshop minutes.
workshop minutes?
There was a comment that I wanted to talk with you guys about. Let me see if I can find it here. Special workshop. December 18th.
December 16th should be the workshop.
So actually labeled these on the workshop, but, you know. Meeting minutes. I'm gonna get rid of a special workshop on this one, okay?
Okay.
Let me start by signing that one. For discussion on the workshop, motion was made
Yeah, and I seconded.
and motion was seconded.
Some discussion, I thought I saw some reference, I was catching up on email about it, you had some clarification on something.
Did, and, it was in reference to the part-time PTO pay. I think that was on page 3.
Is that number 5 of the town business?
Yeah, I mean, you have something where you're suggesting a possible change, but we didn't discuss that in the workshop. If we're just discussing workshop minutes, did you find an error in the minutes?
Not an error in minutes, I wanted to do we can look at it later, I guess. What I wanted to look at is clarification. What we have in there is, we had a note in there saying that we would look at the previous year's, worked hours.
Yeah.
And that doesn't work in several scenarios, say somebody worked 15 hours a week last year, now they're working 25 hours a week.
Mhm.
Referring to last year doesn't work. And if it's opposite that again, it doesn't work. Even if they've, so anyway, what our thought was to do was regularly scheduled hours. And what I believe we should be doing is going to the department heads for what they're regularly scheduled for currently, not anything to do with the previous year. And,
If I could just make a comment, so
Yeah.
this, I did end up discussing this with at least the town office, town administrator and bookkeeper in there who keeps track of these.
Yeah.
I had actually, so originally it was copied from the old
right,
part-time holiday, which just said the previous year's hours.
Yeah.
So that wasn't changed, but I had the same thought that you did, and I
Mhm.
changed it to the previous quarter's hours.
and the reason I didn't wanna do hours is, I can also tell you, I talked to the town offices there,
Yeah.
and they were getting confused, cause they were, what we have it is under regularly scheduled hours, so say you're scheduled for 28 hours a week every week.
Yeah.
And you're sick, so when you go back to the quarters hours, it could take you, whether you get 6 hours or 4 hours of holiday pay. What I wanna look at is just regularly scheduled hours, no matter, irregardless of whether there was a holiday or
Okay.
sick time or any of that.
Isn't that how it's worded though?
No.
It's not
Well,
worded
it's-
as regularly scheduled hours?
Hours, but if you go back to calculating like the previous quarter or previous month,
Yeah.
for one thing, a new employee doesn't have any of that. And the other thing is, when they're doing that, the town administrator was having her deduct holiday pay and sick time from those.
Oh,
So,
see, I don't think,
somebody's hours could get deducted
Yeah,
down
that-
to where
that
they don't
should-
make it. And
yeah,
So I wanted to simplify, just put regularly scheduled hours currently by the department head, and leave it to the department heads, like, if somebody's scheduled every week for 28 hours, and they drop down to 16 for some reason, let the department head let her know. Cause
okay,
she's gonna see it anyway.
okay, so, if that's an acceptable agreement, when I actually said the previous quarter, cause I wanted it to be more recent,
Mhm.
I didn't think, that,
Right.
you know, the previous year I thought was too old news.
Yeah,
Because someone could have gone up or down. They actually said, please don't make us do that, because that means every quarter, we would have to adjust,
yeah,
you know, what someone's accruing up or down. And so I said, all right, I'll go back to the previous way if nobody seems to have had an issue with that.
we're
So-
finding the issues right away, so I just wanna do,
It's funny that you're
Regularly
finding it
scheduled.
now and you didn't have it before.
no, I didn't think it through before, I guess. And because I do the hours with her every Monday for the transfer station,
Yeah,
she was asking me on one other employee, how is this gonna work right now?
okay.
Because we're in the January hours.
So the only thing, the previous policy just had her, you know, something happening on a holiday
Yeah.
itself, not regularly every month.
Yeah,
So you're just saying it's being more highlighted now, the issue, because it's a regularly month accrual?
that's right.
Okay.
And I don't want a whole bunch of, calculation backwards, it's whatever they want to do. We only have a couple departments really that we're talking
Yeah,
about.
sure,
We have the transfer station, and we have the police department, and that's only one employee there, cause it's part-time.
yeah,
So, we're really looking at the police station notifying us if their administrator gets a change of hours, which doesn't really happen.
yeah,
And we have a pretty regular schedule now at the transfer case,
yeah.
transfer, so.
I mean, I think if the burden isn't on this office to kind of know, like, have to do more work,
Yeah.
and it's the department heads that would notify this, hey, you know, so-and-so's going from 30 hours to 20 hours.
Yeah.
If it's the department's being proactive about it, at least you're not adding administrative burden on this office.
And that was my and she sees the hours also, so she's looking right at them, so she knows if there's,
Yeah.
somebody hasn't been working regularly those hours, cause she sees them every week also.
Sure. But the whole, like, the holiday pay or vacation pay or whatever the other things are that you said were being deducted out of that, why wasn't that happening before?
It was,
Oh,
and I think it was being done wrong,
okay,
so,
cause I think it should be what someone was scheduled for.
right, regardless of whether they were
yeah.
sick or not.
Correct.
So, and put
Mike,
the,
are you,
I don't know, I think we're overcomplicating this. As we
that's why
started,
we wanna simplify
we were,
it.
I mean, last year, everyone got basically 12, just to pay for, at a 4-hour rate for 12 holidays, 4 hours.
Or
12
two.
times 12.
or the 2 hours? There was
2 hours,
There was
yeah.
a 2 or a 4.
Right, no, it
Yeah.
was one, there was not a stratification. It was just one straight holiday.
4 hours.
4 hours.
Oh, what?
Yeah, and then we added 6.
Then we said 2, then we.
I didn't-
No, it was
No, I didn't
2 and,
change the 2.
it was 2 and 4.
It was
we
2
added
or
6.
4.
Okay.
I added the 6.
And all our guys hit 4 is what I
Right.
think he's saying in the transfer station.
Okay, I can see that. So there was no one just getting the 2
Correct.
before? Okay.
And I'll tell you now, if the girls in the office, they're right on the border, I think, of 25 hours.
Yeah,
And if they were sick, or they had a holiday before, they didn't hit the 6
okay.
hours either, so they're right on the cusp of it, where his guys are mostly 28 to 32 hours, so his guys aren't really on the cusp of. I just wanted to simplify it and have the department heads have it be their issue.
I like the wording of regularly scheduled.
Yeah.
Right, it shouldn't be complicated by sick time or a
Or
holiday
previous year,
or
any of that.
vacation, or, it has to be, well, okay. If you wanna say just current, that's fine, that, you know,
Regularly scheduled,
current.
current hours.
But does that mean like, alright, this week I only have 20, I'm only regularly scheduled 20, is it gonna change? Does the shifts different from week to week? For some people?
So I would be concerned about that, I don't think it should be that dynamic where it could go up and down from one week to the next.
Yeah, and it doesn't typically, from what I've seen now.
Well, we should say it shouldn't, it almost should be like, you
Once
can't
it's
change
set.
this once a quarter or something.
Yeah.
But even who's monitoring once a quarter, I mean,
Department heads should do that,
Yeah,
right?
like if the department heads cut somebody's hours, they're just gonna let Hope know.
Yeah, and I would just say,
Super.
almost to simplify it, these changes of accrual hours should probably only change every quarter. Like January 1st, April 1st, July 1st.
Well, it all
October
depends what
1st.
the department head needs for his schedule, but it shouldn't be.
But I don't want the up and down thing that Mike's
I-
bringing up.
Right.
Like, I don't want someone to work 30 hours one week, 20 hours the next week, and then back to 30.
Let's ask, what are you trying to say?
Do you follow what we're talking about?
Yeah, it's really confusing, cause like, for instance, today, we got done early. The guys that have normal schedule, they want to go home, so
No,
I'm
but
like, hey,
listen,
they
listen,
go
It's
home,
nothing to do with that.
okay? So what about,
Regularly scheduled, what you have on the
Okay.
schedule for.
so what about the guy who doesn't come in for the day?
Nothing.
That doesn't matter,
No,
okay.
cause what did you regularly have him scheduled for?
You-
And this is why I'm trying to get it not to
Okay.
change by, if they don't come in, they call for sick time, it's a holiday.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, so if they're not there, they still get,
same rate
if
of,
they were scheduled,
Yeah, if
Okay.
if for some
So if
reason.
you
they
have an
come in
employee
they're
that
sick.
generally is scheduled for 28 hours a
Yeah.
week, that's what they're scheduled for. It doesn't
Okay.
matter if one week they're 26, another week they're
Okay.
30.
that's why I was getting
Another-
confused, so I
yeah.
didn't listen
And
to
if you got
guys,
one,
I'm like,
if you got one scheduled for 16 hours a week, then they're in that 16 hours,
okay,
okay?
that's why I was getting confused, listening, I'm
Yeah,
like.
so we
something's wrong
don't wanna be changing it
No,
with any frequency at all. It should be fairly stable.
regularly scheduled,
If you get into a case where somebody is normally working 3 days a week and they've requested or you're requesting they go to
Right.
now 2 days a week, that's a time where, okay,
Let the
I'm
office
now
know.
regularly scheduling
but that
them.
would change on a quarter,
And I'm thinking that it should be only quarterly.
right? Now, he would
I
set,
don't know if be okay with that.
I'm okay with quarterly, the only thing is, if he needs somebody, they're gonna work more hours if he needs to.
but almost every one right
Yeah,
now,
but they shouldn't get they shouldn't get their increase just for,
No,
they should wait until the next quarter period and now they start accruing at the higher rate.
I'm good with quarterly,
Yeah, that way we don't have fluctuations up and down and
but I want it to be the department head's onus to let Hope know.
I.
This is what these
I think
guys are
that's
scheduled for, I
smarter.
have 4 part-time guys,
Yes,
they're regularly scheduled for 28 hours a
Yes.
week each, or whatever.
yes,
And then if that changes, then you tell me, and I have one new guy, he's working 16 hours a week,
yeah,
and,
and it's up to the department head to basically let Hope know appropriately.
yes.
so he'll do his 4 guys.
Stop, keep the burden off of the office of having to like check time cards
And
and all.
calculate back
And calculate
previous,
back and all that other
And
stuff.
if one person needs some time off and he only gives 2 weeks of 16 hours, so be it. And he's still in the 26.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
Doesn't matter, he's still in,
That's correct.
he's still in the 26th level.
Yeah, you get that?
Yeah,
It just stabilizes it.
Yeah,
And
no,
you kinda know what people are working on a regular basis.
yeah,
And that's,
And
that's the slot that they're put in
that's
terms
why I
of.
was getting confused.
Yeah,
there.
and
In
the
terms
only-
of the
only
PTO,
time-
it has no impact about
Okay,
like what happened this week or last week or the week
Okay,
before.
so
And the
it's
only-
just, you're
only time
scheduled
you-
for it, that's it.
The only time you go to Hope is say, listen, I cut this guy to a new schedule of only 12 hours a week, that's all he's working from here on
Yeah.
out. And
Yes.
at the next quarter, he'd be reduced to the lower level.
I think that,
Dana, since it was your, original
yep,
request,
yep,
why don't you write up the correction?
I'll do that.
And we'll approve it at our next meeting.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I think we should tell Hope Monday, going forward, this is what
Start
we're
doing
doing.
this, sure. Yeah, I'll write it up, okay.
Okay,
I think that's a common sense thing to do. I like the quarterly change, so there's not a roller coaster up and down.
And it's gotta be, based upon input from the
Department head,
department head.
yes. Okay, I got it.
Because he's the one who creates this, he or she makes the schedule.
Yep,
I would say, from the department heads at the first of the year, and any changes therefore quarterly.
okay,
And then if there's no change, you don't have to bother her.
that's correct, yep.
That's,
Yep.
that's good news, yeah.
Okay,
That was number 5.
No, that's a good thing to get clarified and fixed. It's funny that this never came up before because I didn't change any of the language in terms of the look back to the previous year.
yeah,
I just said, all right, I'll keep it the same.
And it came up, I got a call from Lean just trying to help interpret that, and the thing is, I said, Lean, I can't make a decision without talking to.
Without this, yeah.
Yeah,
okay, so on the, workshop meeting minutes of December 16th, we have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye,
Aye, okay, here, Mike.
and if you can hand those other minutes over to me when he's done with those minutes, I'll,
Here you go, Diana, both of those for you.
okay,
We'll put everything in one pile for Lean.
yep.
The agenda's here, Woody, if you want a copy.
Sanitized pile.
Yeah. Okay, open up for public comment, anything that's not on the agenda?
Yeah, I know, you guys talked enough.
Okay, I thought so. All right,
Thanks for the contributions, Leo.
there's a note here to review. Lean wanted to be here to discuss this. But I noticed something, last week or the week before, when I was in the office. The hourly wage for the bookkeeper, and I'm not even sure why I noticed the wage amount, but I did. And it seemed way off for the amount of work that's being done in that department. And I thought it needed, review. Because the bookkeeper seems to have a lot more to do in some aspects than the other person in the department, and I thought it was unequal in there, and I think we needed to look at that.
Okay,
And, right here, let me put this expenditures off to the
so
side.
you're initiating this?
I initiated it, and, I asked her to speak with Lean about it, and Lean seemed to be in agreement with it. I'll read the memorandum that was sent here. The bookkeeper's 6-step wage scale, I think Lean wanted to adjust it. Attaches a preliminary wage study for the role of bookkeeper. This position was created December of 2023. Previously, the position was titled and referred to as Secretary Town Office. As the town has grown, some of the responsibilities of the bookkeeper, which requires extensive knowledge of the numbers, mass, state, and federal rules, and changes for every year. When I was in the process of updating the 6-day wage scale for 2026, with the COLA, it became very apparent to me that when we set the wage for this position, the study had not been completed thoroughly. I've had an opportunity to work with Hope who currently fills this position, and would like the board to recognize her organizational skills, her timeliness to and completeness of her work. She has been an asset during the annual audit of the town, and I feel the town will benefit from someone with these skills as a long-term employee. Because the position was preliminary, a part-time position, primarily a part-time position. I would like to propose the 6 steps wage scale to be increased to match the administrative assistant, as both of these roles are critical to support town administrator, staff of town administrator. Hope would be moving to step 6 for the 26th budget year. So with the board's support, I would like to increase the bookkeeper's wage scale to match the administrative assistant and increase Hope Acre to an earned step 6 wage of $26.98, which would become effective January 1st, 2026. And I was looking at the bookkeepers and the administrative assistant, and I also looked at the person working for the police department over there. And Hope was substantially under both of those.
Is this there's a wage study for bookkeepers and all these other things.
Yeah. You see the dollar amount it added on here? I'll pass this around in case you guys, oh, you do that.
I have this, so I do have a question, there's just two things that I didn't follow along with. One, I thought it was mentioned about making the 6-step scale for bookkeeper the same as the admin assistant,
It was,
but they're not the same on this sheet.
I think this is her original sheet. So she's showing.
The discrepancy.
This discrepancy she's showing is the difference right now between the two. And 2026 are the 3% COLA numbers.
Okay,
So the discrepancy
And-
is in the 2025 column.
and the last thing, okay, so the last thing you said is step 6 would go to 26.98. On this, it says 26.38. But you're saying that this would be
Oh,
adjusted?
you know what it was? I did the wrong step level, I think. I went to step 6, it's actually only step 4. It's IV, not VI. See, if you look down 26.98, under administrative assistant,
Oh,
year 6.
so
So
she'd be
she's
going to a
moving her
step
up.
4, not a step 6?
That's correct, step 4.
Step 4, okay. And it would
Right,
go,
I'm pretty
so
sure I read that
this would
backwards.
mirror this down here, so it'd be 26.98, okay.
Yeah, it is
That
IV,
answers
not
those
VI.
two.
Okay.
Good.
I think, as far as admin assistants, I think, the proposal's sound.
I mean, you're talking $1 an hour, I think.
Yeah, so what is she at? I just pulled this up here now.
She was at, she should be at step 3, and it should be 23.79 per hour because it was 2025.
Yep, that's what I see on the payroll report, okay.
And, it would be going to 24.50 anyway, and now it'll be proposed as 26.98.
Well, if she was getting, so there's two things happening. One, bump her from step 3 to step 4.
Yeah.
That happens automatically, though, it's her anniversary.
Oh, it is,
Yeah,
okay.
so that
Okay.
already,
So that's an automatic because of longevity.
Correct.
So that would have happened, so she would have gone from 23.79 to 25.11.
that's what I'm thinking, and I'm not 100% sure it's her anniversary.
Yep, you see what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
would have gone from this
Yep,
to the 25.11.
that's exactly right.
So instead, it's going to 26.98, which is about $1.80
Yeah.
by changing the scale of the bookkeeper,
Mhm.
okay?
And I'm looking at the amount of work that the bookkeeper does. I'm looking at the amount of work that the, it's just like day and night to me, it's they both do a lot of work, but there's a different task.
I've, in my short time of working there, I actually think that your proposal's sound. I think that the value of all the questions I ask, I get answers of,
And,
from the bookkeeper.
and you're mostly asking questions to the bookkeeper,
Yes,
same.
yes.
That's
I mean,
why
that's the stuff that
It was
we're,
almost flip-flop to me, so when I was looking at the wages,
yeah,
on how it should be.
right. I mean, because that's, with these folders that we're reviewing every week, that's where the questions go.
Right.
So, and,
And they all rest on her to balance them and get them correct.
oh yeah,
And when I voted against some of you guys' changes, the only reason I did is because I work with her every Monday. And to take, you know, the longevity in this, and one pay, we're looking at 4 different types a lot of times, you know? And we gotta keep it straight. So, depending on, you know, vacation time, time off,
oh, okay, yeah,
you know, holiday pay, vacation, hours worked, overtime worked, and you mix it all together, it's a lot of work.
yeah,
And so we have to read through each one of those to make sure we're paying the person correctly,
yeah,
and how they wanna be paid.
Let me make a proposal then. I'd like to make a proposal that we establish bookkeeper step rates to equal the admin assistant step rates.
and I would second that.
Motion made, second, all in favor?
Aye.
And is everything else automatic in terms of her moving to step 4?
Why don't we just make that part of the motion and,
No, the thing is, Hope will be moving to step 4 for the 2026 budget year. I mean, people moving in the steps, that's
Is
their.
that when it happens?
Yes,
It's not at their anniversary?
it's at their anniversary.
Oh, it is, so we don't know,
It could be October, November, but still, we have a wage scale set in place, it doesn't matter when, to me, that's incidental.
well, no, I wanna know whether she's actually gonna be earning step 3 for a period of time.
She may,
year.
but to me, it doesn't matter. Because she's gonna go to step 4 on her anniversary, whatever that is. Is it immaterial?
Does-
Well, this says earn step 4 effective January 1st, that's why I'm asking the question.
yeah, cause it says hope will be moved to step 4 for the 2026 budget year.
Okay,
And then the last line says
it does say, okay, so
effective January 1.
it is, yeah.
So whatever her anniversary
It could be
is,
January, yeah.
if it's February, March, or whatever, she'd get it immediately.
Yes.
Yeah, so why don't we make the motion master request?
Okay.
Motion's on the table, we already approved it though.
Just amend it.
It's fine, I don't think we need any other action, because the steps are
Well,
automatic.
you just said, well, it might be not automatic though. If it's at her anniversary, she wouldn't move from 3 to 4 until her anniversary.
Let's say it's in July.
Yeah,
Which is, as it should be though.
but that's not what this is asking for.
But we're not voting on that though. We don't have the information, I said we don't vote on anything there. Well, all we did is change this wage scale today. I don't think we have to go down that path. We changed the wage scale. Whenever her anniversary is, whether it be January 1st or July 1st, that's the way it is. The thing is, we're not giving her, we're not increasing her anniversary date or changing her anniversary date. We're just changing the rate of pay for the bookkeeper.
I understand, that's not, as the motion was.
That's the motion on the table.
As the motion was approved.
And I'm not making this personal, we're just changing the generic description regardless of the bookkeeper. In other words,
So she would move to step 4 on her anniversary.
as anyone else would, yes.
Okay.
I don't think there should be any increase or decrease based upon anniversary dates.
So if that's the case, then she'd earn 26.32, and if her anniversary date should be 26.98.
Yeah. So she'd still,
See the
she'd
potential.
she'd still get the raise to the higher, scale.
I'm okay with that.
But yeah, I'm okay. I mean, we don't know what it is. Like, we don't know what her anniversary is.
Right, that's why the motion, I didn't include that.
Yeah, so it's just a recommendation from her manager here said January 1, but we're not
addressing that.
We're not gonna approve that.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Put that in our pile to,
Is there anything,
I didn't write approve or anything on it.
yeah, okay. There's
Let the meeting
no
is-
initialing or anything? Okay.
I was gonna do something, then I said, just confuse the meeting
Got
minutes and speak for themselves.
No, it's a good clarification, Mike. I mean, because I saw that in the last
Right,
line.
right,
and
and I didn't wanna go on
I
that
wanna make
path.
sure we're on the record of
What-
being clear on that.
Very clear, yes.
Okay. I didn't, I didn't know this one was on there, review town administrator wage study for 2026. I didn't know that was in here. Draft.
If you're absent,
Town
it
warrant.
gets tabled.
Was it attached to that one? I don't think it was.
Um,
Do you guys have a copy of it?
Yes,
oh, you do?
Oh, right here, town administrator, right here.
there's a letter and some stats.
Okay. I'll do the same as I did for the other one, then we'll make a decision on that. Review town administrator's wage to the board attached to the preliminary wage study for the role that I currently hold, which I would like the board to consider an increase for a few reasons. We're currently working on a 2026 budget, and the last wage study was completed in 2022. Not all towns ranging in population 2,500 through 49 have returned my request for information. But as you can see, from the ones that, in bold that have replied, along with those that are based in 2022 NHMA wage study, the administrator salary for this town is still fourth on the bottom for someone to hold such an important role of managing town affairs. As this is the appropriate time to bring this before the board with the current 2026 budget discussion underway, I would like the board to consider one of the following proposed solutions for the position of town administrator. A 10% increase, bringing it up $8,600, an 8% increase, bringing it up $6,900, or item C, a 5% increase, bringing up $4,300. The top one would be 94,596, the B would be 92,876, and C would be 90,296. This would be in lieu of the 3% COLA that the board originally proposed for 2026 budget. Thank you for your consideration.
I'll just start out by saying, in any of these requests, I always like to consume and review this offline.
I think that would be wise on
Just
this
because there's a lot of data here,
one.
and we might have some other independent data that we might wanna research ourselves.
And the other thing that I would like to do is make sure we review, certain towns have different requirements. Some might want somebody that has, a 4-year degree plus some numbers of years in the field. Some might be okay with just years in the field. So I think we have to go a little bit more in depth of what towns are requiring too.
Yeah.
Some towns requiring a 4-year degree or something that it may match your pay scale and they had to go that route.
But
I
the
do
thing is,
know that-
I'm a firm believer that 4-year degrees, there's no worth to them. I mean, there's some worth to them, but for some people, there's no worth to them.
Yeah,
And so the thing is, I look at it as the experience of the person. I think experience has a lot more to do than having a 4-year degree.
it does, and some have a combination of two.
Right.
So what I'd look at is which towns and what they require as well.
I
you
think,
know.
I agree with Dana's proposal, we just have an opportunity to digest it and then come back at the next meeting and make a decision.
Yeah, probably worth noting here, that was it's a pertinent statement or something to be considered at the end. She's saying this is in lieu of the 3%.
Right.
So all of those numbers are actually, if I interpret this correctly, a 5% increase listed here would really only be a 2% above the
That
3%
sounds correct.
COLA. If, I wanna figure if those numbers are correct,
Yeah.
and make sure she
And
calculated.
she does show us a page with her numbers on it as well.
Okay,
Do you have that, Dana, or would you like it?
well, I have this one here,
Yes.
yeah, and I have this other one. What's the difference between these two? Oh, role of treasurer is on one of them,
Or if we have another one here
and
then.
this is role of town administrator. Is there,
Well, I haven't seen one as treasurer yet, but we'll.
did she just list that because that's a, no, that's totally different, yeah. this is a different wage study here.
Yeah. So let's do our homework on this one a little bit.
Yeah,
I do know the town of Ware is currently, trying to take bids for a town administrator, and they've had to go up substantially on their numbers to get it.
is that currently posted?
I think it is.
Yeah.
They've got a couple applicants in place, I think, are
Okay.
talking to.
They're about 3 times our size, right?
Right.
9,000
Yeah.
population. Okay. Yeah, I think, tabling this for further investigation and review.
I'm gonna agree with that. Okay, so Dana's motion is to table it, I'll second Dana's motion. And, once we review that, we'll put a little more depth into it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item number 3, review first draft of proposed revenues. Yeah, let me see this, first.
It looks like this.
Yeah. These were just in here backwards, but it's okay, I'm marking through it. Okay, so if you go through the revenues here, I don't think, we have to go through each of the departments, what we probably wanna do is focus on what is gonna be, more for our budget.
So expenditures are first in this package?
I have just revenues.
Just
for me, I
revenues.
think.
Expenses are next, after we talk about it, just on the agenda. One's right, everything's right.
Yeah, but so
That's,
Did you have expenses?
expenses, another, is a thicker packet. There's 2 packets.
maybe I'm missing,
I'm missing one packet.
Budget worksheet expenses, looks like this, it's a little bit thicker.
Oh, I've got
so
one
that's,
here.
I have that.
And this,
Oh, the revenues is in the end of mine, so,
Okay.
okay,
Alright,
I got
we
it,
got them,
got it.
okay. So first of all, we can go down this line item by line, but I think if you just flip it over, go to the back. The numbers I think are gonna speak for themselves here. Actual budget,
So a budget of 1.46 million, and actual is 1.72 million?
doesn't look great, that's a. 2025
Or almost
proposed revenues budget.
300,000 higher than budget?
No, that's wrong. She's mixing our, original budget with the, October setting. It looks like to me. Is there another one on here? Yeah. I think she might have done these.
but remember that we can't get, it's New Hampshire revenues, which are always screw us up.
The biggest thing is here,
What else?
25 proposed budget was set at, 1,350,000. Which is the 2026 budget. When you're over there, you're looking at 2025 budget.
Yeah, isn't that what we're reviewing? Revenues for the year? For 2025?
I think they have these two numbers in there, to be honest.
Well,
I'll
let
make
me just point this out, there's a over $200,000 surplus under business licenses in revenue
Yeah,
due to, motor vehicle permits. So the motor vehicle registrations are 200K higher.
if you go to our expenditures, and you go here, and you go to the back page on your expenditures,
Yeah.
this is what we really want here is, our 2025 proposed budget was 3,737,000. Our actual on this here
Yeah.
is 3,000,004, and 2026 were 4,000,044. So, that's a $306,000 increase, as you guys can see
I
there.
see that, yeah.
which is 8.2%. Our budget surplus, as of 1/8 today, was $259,000, just shy of $260,000. Our excess revenues was $265,000. And the total on those two combined together is $524,000. Eversource just notified us today, which I have in a letter here further. Our years 2017, 2018, and 2019 came back with nothing due to the town of Dunbarton. So we have a $200,000 amount in there that our auditor's been holding as part of our surplus to cover those bills if they came in. And, we have the letter, so we can now use that towards taxation as well, so.
Wow,
So we have $724,000 that we can apply towards this year's budget and or plus up the
Rainy day fund.
rainy day fund. So what we generally do at this point is we'll read through our warrants. And, sometimes we can fund a warrant through excess, or we can put it all towards taxation at the end. My thought is, our rainy day fund's been running just about 500,000. And a full 5% doesn't make sense for us to keep in, cause our town is in really good financial shape. So I thought maybe we'd put like 50,000 towards the rainy day fund, just to keep adding to that a little bit, and put the rest of this balance right towards taxation in this year.
I'd like to see, if there was a controversial, warrant, I could review the warrants at the same time.
Right.
And so that was, I don't mind putting something against the warrant, which we felt strongly about, and we wanted to make sure it passed, by putting some tax dollars that make, it's more palatable to the voting public.
But our capital reserves are coming to a point where, they're getting filled up so that the needs are coming out of the capital reserves now too, so.
Now, I wanna make sure that as we fund our capital reserves, whether it be for the police department, transfer station, I wanna make sure fire department, we have the money in the surplus, we can actually fund that without having to take it out of everyone's back pocket. Although the money, this is taxpayer money, I'm not, let's not, decide
Yeah.
that.
And the other thing too is, if you fund a warrant article and then you give it back to them on the general budget, either way, it's going back to the taxpayer.
Yeah.
So I just soon put it back to the taxpayer this year
it's just that
and let the warrant articles stand on their own if
it's
we
just,
can.
right, it's just the warrant article is a future
That's right.
need, not a,
Well,
Today.
a warrant article will be next year's need,
Right, but I don't wanna
Right.
I don't wanna shortchange our capital reserve funds.
right?
That's my concern.
when's the last time we tapped a rainy day fund?
We never have.
Yes, we have, the thing is, before David and I were on the select board, they took, the chairman of the board, and the board, they just drained the capital reserve fund to lower taxes.
Now let
How
me tell
long ago
you,
was that?
Oh, boy.
It's a lot.
About 9 to 10, about 10 years ago, 11 years ago?
but let me tell you,
You drained it to like, what, 200 grand or something?
No,
Hold on,
27,000.
guys.
That's what it was.
guys, one meeting here, okay? So when he says tap it, he would be asking, when have we ever used the rainy day fund? Listen, for something the town needed. What they did was they applied the rainy day fund towards taxation to lower the budget. So when you say tap a rainy day fund, typically it's a town emergency,
Sure,
and you use that money.
and it's,
They just, as selectmen, you can choose to put that money towards taxation right away. Which we've slowly built it up over these last 10
It
years.
actually went down to almost like 27,000.
It was
27,000.
26,000
Yeah.
when I first got.
Yeah,
9
and
years
we
ago.
built it up over the years to basically go with the DRA recommendation of about 5% of the operating budget.
And one
and
thing,
is that supposed to be used for emergencies, not a nice to have?
Well, it can be used any way the selectmen deem appropriate.
It is, okay.
Right,
So if there was some, let's say we wanted some development on the new land out there to do something with it, whatever.
you'd have to
just-
put in the warrant
yeah,
article.
it'd have to go before the legislative body.
It does, okay, so we wouldn't just be able to use it
But we
at
could
a
fund it,
decision at this, these
no,
meetings.
this meeting we couldn't fund it, but the legislative body would be the
All
final.
the uses have to go through town meeting.
Okay,
So whether we do it, apply it to a warrant article, or apply it towards taxation, or leave it in the rainy day fund,
It's
that all
all
gets
town
approved by the voter.
got it.
So, we've increased it some years 150,000 in the rainy day fund to get that fund back up to where it should be. When we originally started doing it, Dana, we were doing 5% of the town portion of taxation.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be, from what the DRA tells us, 5% of the overall,
Includes the schools.
which it doesn't make a lot of sense for us to do, cause there's a lot of money to be sitting there, not collecting any interest.
Right.
And I think around 500,000 should be enough to get us out of any emergency that we're,
And so 5% of like the 3.7
yes.
million.
The thing is, it's nice to have some money where the thing is, we have insurance, we're not only in debt, the town is, and that's one of the things, how much is the town in debt already? We have one bond, essentially the road bond, that's the only debt we have.
To give you an example, the town of Henniker used it, their town shed went up on fire and their trucks were all in it. So to get back up and running quick, while they were negotiating with the insurance companies, they got trucks in, and they got the building started. And whether they got that all reinvented back, it just gave them a buffer, that they could use that rainy day fund for that town emergency. And then whether they caught up with insurance or not, I'm not sure, but I know that that gave them a buffer and a ton.
It's like, what is your vehicle, transportation burns down, we still have to get rid of the trash. And we do
So-
subcontract that.
In the 9 years we've never had an emergency to use the rainy day fund, and at the town auditors and the questions I've asked them and the DRA, our town is a town with very little, we just have a very tiny bond, we didn't have any before that. The school had a bond that was almost closing out, so we didn't have any financial burdens that you would need a larger rainy day fund for. Typically, like some of these other towns that have a bunch of mixed bonds and interest and that type of things are a little more scary for a town. So, that being said, I'd like to look at, in our budget, maybe upping that by $50,000 to put some towards it, and try and put the rest towards taxation. And I think we'll see when we go through our warrant articles, most of the funding will come from the capital reserve on what I think is requested this year.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't wanna underfund any capital reserve, to be fair to the departments. I mean, we do that so it has less impact to the taxpayers, feel like building capital reserves.
And is this surplus where these capital reserve?
No, the capital reserve,
Donations would come from?
no, normally they would come from taxation.
Okay, but can you use this?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yeah, because this amount here, if we didn't do anything all would go into what we call the rainy day fund.
Oh, if you didn't,
If we didn't do anything with any of this money,
it go all
just goes
automatically
in,
gets
yeah, it just sets it.
shoveled into the
Yeah.
rainy day fund,
It's
okay.
basically-
I would've thought the default was returned to the taxpayers.
No,
No,
it's,
no.
and it sits right there. So, and the only thing that comes out of it is those current year's expenses keep dwindling it down.
Yeah, okay.
But the thing is, whether we return it to the taxpayer, there's ways of doing it. You can apply it towards a warrant, or you can apply it directly to the tax rate. And the thing is, by applying it to the warrant, it makes any warrant more palatable in a public meeting.
That's true. But like you could,
I don't like that.
you
Say again?
I don't think that's right though, because what you're doing is helping to pay for something that, you just said it, more palatable. Maybe somebody would not like that warrant article, but now that you've put the money towards it, they'll say, well, okay. I
Yeah, but
think
that's
it
just
should-
that's just an opinion, but
Right,
we've gone both ways. on it
right, and I
before,
agree, but I think what you're saying is proper, cause it's gonna come out, it's the taxpayers' money anyways, so if you give it to the taxpayer, you know, it's.
If they're paying more on a warrant article, but they get it all back.
It's a
in
zero-sum
taxation.
game.
Yeah, right,
Zero-sum game.
that's my point, so my point is, you don't have to try to sell that warrant article, it should sell on its own.
To a certain degree, I agree with
It
you.
should,
But the
that's the
thing
way it
is,
should be, that's
the problem
true
is,
democracy.
the problem is, we have a small minority of people who show up to town meeting, and a small minority, as evidenced by the school, in fact, I don't even talk about the school.
Yeah, right.
I just wanna talk about us. A small minority can control how we spend things.
Yeah, I understand that.
And the thing is, they may not be thinking for the greater good of the town.
Okay, well, the true democracy would be that everybody has to say what they want and not sugarcoat it.
Oh, I agree.
And that's what it sounds like to me, it's sugarcoating it when you start doing that.
Well, I think it's a responsibility of every citizen to show up to town meeting, but they don't.
Well, I agree, but it's not in my control.
I'm not gonna, I'm
So
gonna
there
bring
could
it back
be-
to the
there
board.
could- I'm just thinking there could be an interesting apportionment of this. this, right, where you mitigate the tax increase that we're talking about. And then you put some towards the rainy day fund, and then you put some towards capital reserve funds.
No, it
Oh.
would be, it'd be offsetting this, you could put it against the capital reserve in the warrant article.
You'd put it against the article.
Oh, the actual expenditure or
Yes.
something. You can't just put money
You're not
into,
funding warrant articles, I mean, you're not funding capital reserves.
You're finding.
Those capital reserves are funded on their own warrant articles as you
Right.
go.
Yeah, and it's,
okay,
it's,
alright,
it's,
so, I didn't know if a
Yeah.
warrant article could combine using some of this to fund a capital
You could
reserve.
fund that, I suppose, cause it's a warrant article.
But that would go against what you're saying, like, I'm putting money in the,
Right.
you know, the transfer
Right.
station capital reserve
The
fund.
problem I have.
Zero tax dollars
Right.
because we're using
Now,
surplus.
what happens is everybody's in favor of the capital reserve funds, so those aren't in danger. What happens is the board at some time will say, okay, the fire department needs more this year, so Woody, could you kinda keep yours down a little bit this year? So it does shift around a little bit, but the people are involved in all this, and they want those capital reserve funds. That's not the issue I'm talking about. I'm talking about if someone else comes up with something they want, and now we're gonna sugarcoat it so we can vote, let's give it to them
No,
then,
I knew what you're saying,
you know?
but it also could be, hiding extra benefit to one of the town capital reserve funds if you actually favored one of them with some of this excess.
I don't follow you there.
Yeah, you could build up one of them, let's say one of them
We
was
have.
short because you spent money
Well,
on
no,
something.
my point is, people are interested in the capital reserve funds, they'll fund those.
Yeah,
Because again, as he said, down the road, we're gonna have to pay for something anyways, so we pay for it as we go and it's
Sure.
easier. It's the other things that people
The
want.
biggest thing is if we don't have a fire engine, if we don't have a new truck, if we don't have a larger item need that year, we should send it back to the voters, because they're voting on the capital.
and it
reserves.
is taxpayers' dollars, and that's the.
but there's always a regular warrant article for each of those departments' capital reserve funds,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
police, the fire, transfer.
Which we're
Right.
gonna read through later.
Okay,
Yeah.
got
I,
it, alright.
I
So those
feel,
those are already,
Regular warrant.
Regular
articles,
ones.
yes.
I
And the
feel
thing is,
if
I just
there's
don't
a-
want, I don't want, with the surplus, I don't wanna shortchange these, capital reserves. Because, again, I think they're important as we go forward.
yeah, well, you notice, we've had no problems with passing those capital reserve funds allotments at all, never. But my thing is, if someone comes up with something else that they want, then let them stand and speak to it in front of the body and sell it themselves.
Okay, so now,
okay,
going back to the, revenues. So our 2025 budget had a list of revenues of 1,458,334. Our actual, like Dana was saying, is 1,723,000. And, the town administrator's 2026 budget is 1,309,000. Now, as far as revenues go. Now, your actual revenues this year were increased by a couple of things. The DRE increased the proposed revenues by 157,834 at the tax rate setting time in October. Okay?
That's
So-
meals and room and
Yeah,
meals.
so our 2026 projected revenue budget is $9,000 higher than the 2025 proposed budget.
that increased the budget, not the actual.
That's right.
Yep,
So that difference is the difference she was showing us on the back of this. And I typically see this not on the expenditure page, but on the back of the
yeah, no,
revenue page. And that's why I expected to see it here, not there.
so excess revenue is $265,000,
That's right.
of which 200K comes from motor vehicle
Yeah.
registrations.
And our budget surplus was 259 unspent budget amounts.
And-
So if you add those two together, that's where you
Yeah.
get the,
Yeah.
surplus revenues. And then we just got the letter
So
from
that should actually
Eversource.
say, shouldn't that, when it says budget surplus, that should be expense, that should have the word expense in there somewhere. Like expense reduction or expense,
Yeah, it's budget surplus, cause you have your original budget, then you have your true expenses, and that's the surplus from that amount, so.
yeah,
And the thing is, I think the good thing is that we have $200,000 more from the, which is not listed there from what Dave alluded to, the
But that's a one-time
That's a one-time thing.
thing.
And we can't always count on, revenues from, motor vehicles always going up and up and up.
And what we had is, we had a public service, we were budgeting $50,000 for those 4 years. That's how we come up to the 200,000, in case Sanssouci was off
Okay,
on what he was proposing. And the court case just closed where they said, at least in our town, Sanssouci was 100% accurate, and we actually have that 200,000 to spend back.
okay.
And,
To your point about motor vehicle, 2026 budget is the same as the budget for 2025, so it's not going up,
Which-
expecting that 200K increase.
Exactly, which I'm happy, because you can't really, that's such a variable amount.
Yeah,
Um,
which means that's pretty conservative, you're likely to meet that revenue
Right.
estimate.
And the biggest thing that's not in there is too, is a real buffer is the room and meals tax. I mean, we had a 157, we're gonna get at least 100,000, I'm sure.
yeah, generally about.
But I'm gonna estimate about 160 this year. Depending on how,
160?
160K, I think it's gonna grow a little bit. Just pray for good weather in Massachusetts, people come on.
We're gonna hold you to it. Alright, so
Okay.
we're on item
Okay.
number 5, which we already went through, which was the part-time PTO accrual. Dana's gonna work on the notes of that.
Yep.
Mike, you wanted to give us an update, you did the review for.
The thing is, I don't have the signature page, I'm gonna leave it with hope for next week to be signed.
But you did an annual review for the chief of police.
I did, and the thing is, the only specification I reminded him of is that this is his end of the contract year. We've been paying him by contract on calendar year, a $1,000 increase to his pay, to his base pay. This is his last year of getting that. Why we did that in the past, go back 5 years ago, he had no experience, and so we started him off at a lower salary base because of his lack of experience. And we grew it $1,000 per year. If there was a discrepancy in his evaluation where we didn't like what he was doing or was below par, we do not have to award that $1,000. So I asked you gentlemen, you're gonna review what I basically evaluated. I had no issues with him. So I'm gonna recommend that we do award him the $1,000 effective January 1st by contract. And we sign off on that. That will be available for this week with hope. The second thing is, I put in there as far as, is this contract year, whoever works with them, I told them to start working on it in June and have it ready by September 1st for the board to basically approve it, effective January of 2027.
I'll make the motion that Mike starts working on.
But the thing is, I just need your signatures, but I had no deficiencies noted, I recommend that I like to make a motion that we recommend the $1,000 salary increase per contract.
Second that.
I have no issue with that, all in favor?
Aye. I would, also just say, I mean, I think the visibility that they get into the town is actually pretty positive. They're good at making their faces seen, they're good at attending events, creating events. The communication on, monthly activity, they do it bi-monthly now. They use their Facebook page. I think they have a good reach out, right? They're not invisible,
Right,
and I think the town residents appreciate that.
Again, the only challenge he has, and I'm gonna put it for is retention and recruitment. Because his folks are being bombarded every day by solicitations from other agencies. It's a challenge, he said.
okay. Dana, would you like to go get the town clerk sheet up next on the agenda?
Jennifer?
Mike, do you wanna bring up the stuff with Jennifer in reference to the, I don't see it here, Lean said she was gonna put it here, maybe we'll just put it up till next month.
What's this?
Remember the travel pay and the
Oh,
meals
yeah,
and stuff?
we wanted to get Dana right into it. If he's not right into it, we need to talk to him about it.
Yeah, I don't see it, here. It was supposed to, I thought
All
we
right.
put it in here.
I think we just should let her know, let the town clerk know why we're not acting on it, but it's still a work in progress.
Dana coming back in?
Is that the reimbursement? you mean?
Yes.
Okay, so that's TBD.
Well,
to
Dana
be
wasn't,
determined.
yeah, and Dana wasn't here that time, but we didn't wanna,
Yeah, so it's long enough meeting tonight, I get it.
Right. We need to give the paperwork, so we can,
One other one.
review from this point,
He got the good stuff.
so we haven't forgot about it.
alright, Dana, Mike and I reviewed at the last meeting when you were absent,
Yep.
this one.
Good. Okay.
We reviewed at the last meeting, some expenses which the town clerk encountered when she was going, what's the name of the town you went to?
Littleton?
Breton Woods.
Bretton Woods. So she stayed at a hotel up there, and there was some, meals and some expenses to travel. She actually got cheaper meals off-site than they had on-site. And, I'd like you to review that paperwork, and we can look at, either approving that lien paid or the mileage portion of it already, without talking to us. So look at it all, look at the mileage, look at the meals, and, if you have any questions with Jennifer, ask her this week, and, it's
I
something.
actually already saw it.
You did? It was supposed to be, did you see a copy of it here anywhere?
I don't, I remember
brought
reading
my
it
own
while I was
copy.
gone.
I can make copies if you want.
Yeah, if you want, and then, maybe you can explain some of it to us, cause you weren't here, obviously, and,
Right,
why
well, I
don't we
think
make a
I was
copy?
here, but I was down the hall and nobody got me,
Oh, okay,
so I wasn't here.
yeah, so I think
Do
it,
you want?
if you can make a
If
copy
you
of
read it, then we can make a decision tonight, if you read it, if you're
I-
comfortable.
Yeah, I read it and I understood it all.
Okay,
I saw, it looked like there was maybe a portion that wasn't reimbursed. The no
Right.
receipts at the diner,
yeah, there was a
Right.
number receipt.
Yeah,
but they were under
Under the
$25 or,
Yes, yeah, they were under the standard, let's see, one was 21 and one was 23, so I kept
Yeah.
them easily within the standard meal allowance for
Yep.
dinner, because which is a low allowance, even though Bretton Woods is expensive, it's not a separate allocated area of the state, so it just has the base level. So I
Yep.
had to go off-site to stay within that.
yeah. I did have a question for the board here, is do we have a standard amount for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then a total for a day?
Not that I've ever seen.
Yeah, I based it on the federal guidelines for that, so I took it as what is the federal guideline.
Okay, I know there's
for
$75 for the day, and I didn't know how they
Yeah.
broke it out for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but
I
had some
have that in
suggestions
my
on that.
office.
Yeah, and I think we should codify whatever
yeah.
so we have a
I'm not
policy.
ready to, I didn't prepare to present it here, but I actually jotted some notes at home, and I could share that with all of
But
you.
the thing is, I don't think that would impact upon us disapproving or approving.
I don't think it does.
Yeah.
That's the way I looked at it, I just looked at codifying some rules,
Right.
and I would even codify that a expense under $25 without a receipt is still reimbursable. I would just state that,
Yeah, I think we just gotta put it in writing, make like a small policy on
Yeah,
that, and
yeah.
go from there. But
so it looked like those were withheld, the reimbursements for those two
Correct.
things.
Yes.
And I would say we should approve those,
And that's what we wanted,
we should
read on
approve
that.
those reimbursements.
My biggest thing is, Jennifer, I wanted to ask you, I don't remember these, do you do this yearly?
So in other years, the meals have all been included, and this year it was such a more expensive venue that to keep it at the $400 price point for the conference, they didn't include some of the meals.
Cause I've been here, 9 years approving, I don't remember these types of expenses, so that's why, that's what I
Right.
wanted to
So
ask
this
you.
was new in that other years they've included it, this year they didn't include Tuesday or Thursday dinner or Wednesday breakfast. I did not bill for the breakfast. I could have gone to the Thursday dinner for $80, which is what they had at the site, but I was trying to save the town money and I skipped that.
And next year, we're just gonna send you a peanut butter jelly.
Well,
Box of
next
lunch.
year hopefully it'll be a less expensive venue.
Venue.
Well, thanks for your explanation, cause I hadn't seen this before, so I was
Right.
wondering
It
how
was new to
came.
all of us,
Yeah.
yeah.
Leo, you.
Actually,
Yeah,
most,
I just have one question, I don't know, I mean, I know they have these conferences every year, who puts that on?
It's the New Hampshire Town and City Clerks Association, or maybe it's City and Town Clerks Association.
So they're the ones who Pick
So
Bretton Woods.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, it was their 100th anniversary of
Oh,
their
special time.
association,
Special time,
so it was
yeah.
a special
I get it.
year.
I was just
and
curious.
they-
I,
yeah.
I know they have them, I just never knew who threw it, you know?
Right, yeah, it's the City and Town Clerks Association for
okay.
New Hampshire, and because it was 100 year, they wanted something special.
Was it December?
It was in November.
November.
It was,
So it was before-
I take it back, October 28 to 31.
Was that still considered peak season for foliage at that point?
I do
No,
not know
that
for
was after,
sure.
that was after.
Yeah, I didn't know
Jennifer,
rates
can I-
wise.
Oh, rates rise.
Yeah,
Who knows, right?
Yeah.
right.
I know the
rates.
leaves were done.
Yes.
Yeah, the federal rates don't change because Bretton Woods isn't one of those special areas,
Yeah,
so
right,
it's just
right.
the flat.
Yeah.
Jennifer, can we have that so you can make
Yes,
a motion?
so let's see. If I can, I've had to get it out of.
Or just give them
every
your
single-
original if it's in your hand there.
Don't have to make too many copies, we're good.
Will I get it
Yeah.
right back, you mean?
Yeah,
Or-
we're gonna give it right back,
Oh,
we're just gonna
okay.
make a motion.
So this is my copy of what I submitted to Lee as a memo
Just the
about
meals portion of it.
meals portion, and this is the original, the
Yep,
You can just state that, we approve the meals on that.
yep, so I'll make a motion to approve the two meals here without receipt backup for $21 and $23 at the Littleton Diner that wasn't previously reimbursed.
I'll second his motion. Motion made, second, all in favor?
Hey,
Alright, let's put that to bed.
And then we'll come up with like some standard town approved meal allowances and all that, so,
It's hard, because like even our voting, it changes every year depending on where we go.
yeah, sure.
It would be part of that too, so it's one of the things that just, it comes in front of the select board and just approve as they come to.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go on to your other thing, the town clerk. These are miscellaneous items for 2026 budget. Is that
Oh,
what we're
okay.
looking at?
I didn't,
Oh, that might be liens.
that might be
Oh, no,
something.
it says town clerk miscellaneous items. Is this what you're here for today?
No. Although she had asked for a list of miscellaneous items to include in her budget
Oh,
that
okay,
were overhead, and I had given that to her, I don't know
yeah, that might be what
her
that is,
process with that is usually.
yeah.
But if you
Okay.
wanna talk about any one of them, I am here.
Is this part of this?
Yep, this is what we're here for the town administrator, for the draft warrant article. No, this is the overall warrant article.
Oh,
What
so
warrant article
we
did you
don't
wanna
have a
discuss
copy, we
right
don't have a copy of that.
I don't know, I sent an email.
I did see it in email.
Let me see what it looks like, Jennifer.
This is my email, and the warrant part is down here, shall the town vote to change?
Oh, I did see that. Why don't you, read that portion that we wanna change in there, we'll go from there,
Okay,
alright?
so I'll give a brief background.
Yes,
Okay, so the state changed the law this past year, meaning in 2025, to allow municipalities to change the term of the supervisors of the checklist.
I remember that email.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so the current term for a supervisor of the checklist is 6 years. The state is allowing municipalities to adopt a 3-year term instead, and our supervisors of the checklist are in favor of that. So I reached out to NHMA.
Yeah, but that lets them get out earlier.
Well, they can still re-up, but they're not committing to 6 whole years. So I reached out to them for some sample language, and what they supplied was, shall the town vote to change the terms of office for the supervisors of the checklist from 6-year terms to 3-year terms, as each term naturally expires pursuant to RSA 4146-A. So
Sounds
that's-
good to me. You're willing to speak to that at town meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna be ignorant here, why are we making this change? Just so the voters will know, they're gonna, why are we making this change?
Yeah, so this, well, in our case, the supervisors are in favor of it for 2 reasons. One is they're all getting older, and so a 6-year commitment, it might be more likely that they wouldn't be able to complete their full term, or and also somebody new coming in, 6 years is a long commitment. And
Almost
if,
like going to the
This-
military.
I just want you to feel comfortable in explaining to the voters if we have to, that's all.
Yeah.
And so when we'll have you penciled in as the, to speak to the warrant when it comes
I
out.
don't know if it's appropriate, but another thing that I would, when I saw that, I was like, oh, a 6-year term, like, that's not really in alignment with a lot of other types of positions.
right,
And so this brings it in alignment with other types of municipal positions, where it's that, so, I think that could be another point you could make.
yes, yeah, it
And I
does,
think it would scare people away with 6 years when you ask
I
them to
agree.
commit to it.
And you want people, you
right,
want
Not the
people that,
military.
yeah. Yeah, the only drawback the supervisor saw is that with a 3-year term, you wouldn't be there long enough to necessarily see the big general election, you know what I mean, you'd be,
oh, you could be right in
depending
the
on
middle.
when you come in, you know, people could be staggered and
There's a
only
trick,
one
there's a trick, there's a
person
learning
had
curve.
seen it, you know,
Yeah.
and.
Or you
there
could
isn't.
end up right in the middle of the 2 4-year,
That'd be the way to go.
Well, you wouldn't be in the middle, because it is every 2 years, there's the primary in the state,
yeah, true,
but
but in terms of
yeah,
the
you
big
might
federal
be just-
election,
getting up to speed and then
Yeah.
off, and then, you know, so there are drawbacks, but they were in favor of it.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't mind it.
I like it.
Any other items you want to bring in front of the board?
I did send a couple other emails, they don't have to be discussed tonight, they were just things I wanted to alert you to. One was, about the landlord agent law. I generated a sample form, but I didn't know if you wanted me to reach out to NHMA or if somebody wanted to reach out to the town's attorney before we started using a form, since it does have to do somewhat with legal, but we're required to collect this
I would at
info.
least check with New Hampshire Municipal
Yeah,
Association.
that's what we're paying for, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
Alright,
New
so
Hampshire business.
yeah, so I will reach out to them and see if they can give me feedback on that.
Okay,
And then the other point on that was the town could, when we're revisiting fees this year, look at having a fee for filing that.
yeah, that sounds good.
Yep, and then the final thing I emailed was something that just came in tonight about this DEI contract review. So I guess we're all gonna have to read that and we'll have to figure out how that applies.
I don't think we ever had a problem with DEI in this town at all, when it came to contracts.
Right,
But
but
the
I
thing is,
guess,
it was, it's the legislative swung a little bit to the conservative side, eliminating anything to do with DEI, and if we had embraced anything with DEI, they said they wanted out.
Oh, really?
right, and we have to certify that we don't have it and there's a form to sign or something that for the New Hampshire Department of Justice.
Oh, boy.
Fun, so you can.
Okay,
figure
so I
that out.
think, getting back to that warrant article, just make sure that Lean adds that to the list of warrant articles if she hasn't already,
No, email the verbiage, yeah.
What's that?
Email her the verbiage, so you can,
to make sure it's on the
Yes.
warrant article
Yeah,
list.
I had
We're gonna review
emailed
it later, it could
you all,
actually be on
and she
there.
did call me about it
okay,
this afternoon.
We haven't read it yet, it might be on here already.
Yeah, it might be.
The last thing I have for Jennifer, is she gave, Lean, updated for the 2026 budget. All of her regular expenses she hits, as well as her, payroll for her elections, and the totals for those, so,
yeah, she gave granularity where we needed it,
yes.
thank you.
So
Of course,
breakdown.
yeah, I had it, it just took a while to put enough comments with it, I hope it was understandable.
Yeah,
That's good.
okay, thank you, anything else, Jennifer, while you're here?
That's it for now. I know
What
you
about
wanna-
the selectman bonus for serving on election day?
Do you want to put that on for regular?
Yeah.
Okay,
There'll be
thank
more
you,
other
Jennifer,
meetings.
thank you for coming in.
You guys have had a long vacation already.
Time to leave again.
Okay, we have an email here for the police department, record system contract, a 5-year contractual cost increase. See email. That's not it.
It's in
You
the
guys have a
mailbox.
copy of it?
It's in the, I do not,
No,
You think it's in the mailbox, Mike?
yes, it's in the mailbox file.
Shouldn't be shit on the regular.
are you able to speak to it, Mike? Do you know?
On the upgrade, no.
No.
I did see the email.
Yeah, he just sent something,
I'm gonna speak to the PT, no, excuse me, to the vacation in advance. I'm gonna
Oh.
speak to that.
That contractual increase, I don't see how there's,
We have no issue, we have no recourse.
and what, this is like an annual,
it is, but this is,
payment for access to this record system?
it's an updated record systems where the guys in our vehicles will be able to get, better up-to-date information quicker, right in their vehicles.
Yeah.
Where before they used to have to call in for some of this, record information.
Oh,
So
okay,
it's really an updated cost, and from what I understand from the emails, Goffstown's going through this change to get this updated version, and
yeah,
we're contracted with Goffstown, so this increase
It's
will
kinda
be
easy.
okay,
integrated into our officers, and it's supposed to be safer, cause the officer's supposed to know who he's got in front of him in the car,
yeah.
you know, that
They,
type of.
are they currently using,
They're
this
using a
type
version
of
of
a
it,
system,
but they
but
have
this
to
is-
call in a
this is
lot,
oh, really? Okay, so this will provide an upgrade
yes.
to that. What's the cost increase? Do we-
Um,
It's in the email.
It was in the email right here, I
Was it?
think it is. Nope, Spencer, Showman,
Yeah, I don't see
Right.
that here.
right here. Right here, I got it. She mixed it in with these. Set this back over here. Okay. We have an opportunity to upgrade our records management system, RMS, from IMC to Central Squares Pro Suite, which is a cloud-based RMS. This will not affect my budget request for 2026, although it will eventually. But there are incremental cost increases over approximately the next 5 years while the project is implemented and completed. We are able to do this in a cost-effective way because we fall under the umbrella of Goffstown's dispatch and several other agencies, Hillsborough County Consortium, are pulling together to keep the cost reasonable. We have had IMC since around 2002, so we have volumes of computerized data that has been populated since then, i.e. arrest records, accident reports, incident reports, etc. Part of this RMS switch is converting our existing data into new database, which is a cost that Central Square is waiving. Data conversion alone would normally carry a very large cost and would be a significant barrier to upgrading our RMS. This will allow us to go live with Goffstown Dispatch, which is something we've been discussing since they started dispatching for us in 2016. This would open the door to e-ticket, oh great. Which is when an officer can enter and print a ticket right from their cruiser, as opposed to handwriting a summons. And e-crash, which allows the digital filing of accident reports. Grant money is available for this as well. It will also allow us to streamline our daily operations and improve workflow processes, provide immediate access to and continuity of data and resources, and improve officer safety by giving officers access to more local records while on patrol. My understanding is that we would also be able to stop hosting our on-site service once the data conversion is done, potentially resulting in some money cost savings. Some monthly cost savings with our IT vendor and down the road. In summary, this is something that we wouldn't have normally been able to do, as it would have likely been cost prohibitive, but must take advantage of this great opportunity for us to improve our technology capabilities.
I like the idea we're cost sharing with the other town.
I've attached a brochure which explains the features of Pro Suite in detail. These are the estimated annual subscription costs over the next 5 years. As you'll see, the contractual increases overall are reasonable and generally consistent with prior year's increases of our IMC budget line. This year, on the implementation is $83 1698. Year two, it's 11025. Year three, it's 13734. Year four, it's 14421. And year five, it's 15142. I need to sign the user agreement at some point in the near future, so please let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns. So we all received this in an email.
What was the date of the email?
This is December 31st. I had read it from home already. It looks like we already have some cost on the IMC budget line anyway, so
What is the cost of the IMC budget
I
line?
do not know that
Okay.
for sure, I don't have any budget. in front
That's
of
what's
us,
gonna
so-
mitigate some of the costs there.
Right. So I guess I'm in favor of this, if it's gonna save us, and there's no way we can put all that data, download it without an expense to the town as well, so. I'll start with a motion and we'll see where it goes from here. I'll make a motion that we sign the agreement to upgrade our record management systems from IMC to Central Squares Pro Suite, based on the letter from Chief Remillard dated December 31st, 2025.
I'll second that.
Motion made and second, all in favor?
Do you have a discussion on it?
I just wanna, it's no impact this budget year, but it's gonna commit us by signing the contract down the road. And, to me, migrating databases, well, can be expensive and time
And
consuming.
this is a yearly cost, this 8,300, 11,000, and so on.
Exactly.
So,
Well, we already have a yearly cost now.
I understand.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now-
so, a migration could easily like be multiples of that.
And I'm looking at, this implementation year of 8316.
Yeah.
His IMC budget must be close to that, cause there's no
Yeah, if he says there's no impact
impact this
this
year.
year.
So then the other years are 11, 13, 14, so, and up to 15, so,
Yeah, you're talking about a $2,700 increase in year two, goes up to like a, 6,000 something increase at year five, a year.
and then,
I mean, it's
the
an
only thing I don't
it's an
understand.
advanced system too, so.
Well, the only thing that I don't understand is, does it go down after those first 5 years, or
Thing is, do you still get those get out of jail free cards?
that's the only,
3 of them anyway.
E-cards, like,
E-cards.
Be a picture of you behind bars.
No, I recommend we go forward with it.
So the motion's been made and seconded.
so it looks like the incremental cost increase are over the next 5 years, doesn't say anything about the future of them, so.
It wouldn't surprise me that signing up for this and getting the free migration, it's kind of built into
Right.
these costs, but.
And they've done it for these first 5 years, so you don't get the one balloon
Right,
of adding all these together.
right,
So you're able to break it down in your budget, so I think it's
and they
reasonable.
commit you to 5 years so that they can get that, it's like your cell phone, right, they get you
Yeah,
for 2 years,
absolutely.
right, because they want you,
Motion's been made and seconded,
no more, no
all
further
in
discussion.
favor?
Aye,
Alright, put it to bed.
do you wanna initial this, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, just send it down to him.
Okay. This, was mixed in as well, but let me put that on here. Next thing on our agenda is BTLA appeal from Eversource PSNH versus the town of Dunbarton final decision. So,
What does BTLA, stand for?
you have to ask me now, huh? It's something to do with the original, lawsuit with Eversort and the way that
About
they,
taxation on the infrastructure
the
of
way they,
their power
the way they
poles.
assess the power for the poles.
Yeah.
Public Service claimed that they were over assessed.
Well,
They
and the
claimed they
problem,
were under
every town
assessed.
had their own assessing formula.
Yeah.
And
Okay, alright, that's fine.
Since Susie has leveled that out, it might say in part of this order as well. But anyways, it appears that PSNH's abatement request for property located in Dunbarton is included in the term most. So most means that we didn't have anything, that we owed public service back as part of the appraised values for the town of Dunbarton. They've been stating this along to us for quite some while through emails, and Lean asked them to put it in writing so that we have something so we could use that money during this budget year. So she has put that down through and put down the breakdowns, that we can see for the different years. And this affects 2017, 2018, and 2019 years. And we'd set $200,000 aside throughout those years to manage that in case we owed money. As part of our rainy day funds, we're gonna to use those funds towards taxation.
Is there any, estimate on the total amount that we spent to have Sam Susi represent us?
we do spend a lot on his salary. But I think he's like, has like, I think 90-something towns across the New Hampshire
Yeah,
represents.
and I remember there was one, I remember seeing a
We
check.
pay a portion of.
I remember seeing a check go out to them, I'm just kinda curious, like, what did it cost us?
I've never added up, but it's been going on for a lot of years, or wondering, I always wonder if we're ever gonna get rid of him,
Yeah,
because he's also working on our current assessments to keep those accurate as well, so. But it
I
looks
mean, you
like,
can't change the past, it was just curious for me.
but it looks like his formulas are at least working.
Yeah,
His formulas have been embraced by the court has embraced his formulas as the standard now.
good,
And I'm not sure it was 1/20th or 1/40th of his bill, but it's a small portion.
okay,
Good news for us, though.
yeah.
Woody, I put you on, before we get into the warrant articles here too much, well, we'll start on the warrant articles anyway. When we hit you, Woody, I'll have you come up and explain some of your needs. So if you guys grab your sheet that looks like this, with warrant articles on them, Mike.
You don't wanna hit his first, since it's on the agenda?
We'll just go down through them, cause the first ones are gonna be easy.
Easy, okay.
Yeah. So, the first one's, warrant article number 1 is to choose the selectmen and this and that, so
Town
that's
offices,
a
yeah,
big one.
the elections.
The next one, 2 and 3 and 4 are all amendments, for the planning board. So, and it looks like number 5 is as well.
I would just ask the planning board to have a representative talk to these.
Yes, yeah. And then, item number 6 is to raise a certain amount of money for our taxation, which that the select board will speak to. And then, item number 7 is Hogsrees as well as our town budget. So that'll all be discussed. Okay, so then, starting at number 8, is where we're really looking at the regular warrant articles, to see if the town will raise and appropriate the sum of $15,000 to be added to the reevaluation capital reserve fund for 2003, and as such summarize the capital improvement plan. The sum is to come from taxation.
Was this increased, because we have a 2030 physical reval coming up? I seem to recall
It's in our notes, yeah.
that we had to increase this amount of
Well, it
money.
was increased last year to like
Last year.
50,000,
Oh,
now it's going back down to the 15.
oh, is that right? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it went up real lot, cause we had a statistical one last year.
Okay, so this was 50
I think it was 50 the prior year.
prior, okay. And now it's
Actually,
going
I
back
do
to
have a
15.
budget here, we can look at it, but,
Cause this has to be kind of in accordance to make sure in 2030 we have enough money to pay for the physical.
that's right, and this dollar amount does that.
Yeah, okay, that's that's all I need to know.
To see if the town will vote for raise the appropriate sum of 25,000 be added to the transfer station vehicle, equipment capital reserve fund established in 2014. So, this number was adjusted as well, so it's 25,000 will be in there.
And what was that? I'm gonna probably ask that on every single one of these.
What was that?
What was it last year?
Oh, let me open that page, Dana, cause I do have, she gave me a record.
She's gonna,
Yeah, you
we
got
need
Pat
another,
last year.
we're gonna get another document, we need a what's currently in the each capital reserve fund.
I have that as well.
You have that, good. Well, we need to see it too.
Yep, she gave it to me, so we can go over it.
In fact, let me look at it while you're doing that.
Yep, go right ahead. And again, we're gonna see these again, this is just our first,
Sure.
like, do this.
Yep.
Let me make sure I'm on the right year, Dana, cause this one shows 15. So this was 2024. We really want the next one, 2025, correct? Okay, here's the 2025 warrant articles. The numbers might be off, so just bear with me here. Okay, so last year that was 75,000 for statistical reevaluation property.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they did a separate warrant article.
Yeah.
And that's to pay for the statistical, not the putting money
So-
into the capital.
So they had 15 on number 4, and they
Yeah.
had 75, so we had a total of 90,000 went in last year. One was for statistical and one was for the regular.
Capital reserve fund.
Oh, so the 75 was to pay for the statistical,
Yes.
to actually,
Separately,
okay,
okay? So the 15 is our regular one that we always do for our regular
got it,
evaluation.
okay. So that,
Okay,
that didn't change, okay.
so that should be okay, we'll circle that one.
And transfer station,
25,000, same as last year.
And he has right now 78,000 in there now.
Which is what we're gonna talk about. While we're on yours, Woody,
Yes.
you wanna bring Woody up since we're on his?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
If he's gonna get up at 3 AM, might as well.
No, I just wake up at 3 AM, I
Oh,
don't get
okay.
up, I just wake up.
It's almost your bedtime, Woody.
Woody's been doing, shopping, and there were a couple things that brought up when you were not at the meeting, I wanna upgrade you on.
Okay.
We looked into some things like, possibly doing a forklift this year, using our skid steer for another year. And, you know, trying to rotate that around so we have a 4-foot as well as a skid steer.
Yeah.
And looking into those electric ones, we found that we had to do a cold weather package on them, cause we have an unheated building.
Yeah.
And that cold weather package, they weren't 100% certain that it would always function for us even with that package on there, and it increased the cost pretty substantial. So, he can fill you in a little bit more on it, but.
Yeah, the battery life was less than if it was in a heated building, you know,
Okay.
the length of the battery. And the cost was, for the whole package, they didn't break it down, but the whole package was just under $69,000. And it wasn't, you know, an enclosed cab forklift, that's an open cab, battery powered forklift.
Would any of the grants have applied to that?
You can do a grant towards it, absolutely. My big issue is, right now, that machine doesn't really serve a purpose for us. Yeah, you could do a couple things with it, but not what we do with the machine we have now.
So they
You
do
know,
multiple functions with the machine we have now, where that would be limited to just probably moving
Understood.
those.
right, at some point, you could do something. I just think that the skid steer, replacing that with another machine is a more of a priority now.
Okay,
Or
As
we
we're
could
getting,
look for used propane ones sometime.
or something down the road,
Something, yeah.
and the other issue, like I was telling Dave, I have limited space in my building. It's a 40 by roughly 80 building, and when you get like this time of year, we start loading up. For whatever reason, you know, trucking and trying to get trucks, I mean, I'm still waiting for 2 tractor trailers, I've been waiting for 2.5 weeks now. You start running out of room in the building, so having another piece of equipment and trying to find a place to park it in there and without leaving the diesel outside, which needs to be plugged in.
mm,
I have an outlet right there, even though the truck and the backhoe are outside, they're on a block heater as well. But the skid steer we use all the time, you know, and then that's put in there with the plow and stuff on it. So I think it's more important to do something with that, especially as that's getting towards a 20-year age bracket. Right now, it's 19. We bought it in 07. It's an 07, actually, I think we got it a little before.
and
So,
a skid steer is, like, based on your experience, it's a multi-function
yes, we
device
do.
for you, both for outside the building,
Yes,
inside the building.
we do everything with it. I
Yeah,
mean, we
we
plow
also-
snow with it, we, rotate the compost with it, we load tractor trailer, I should say we, it's me. I load tractor trailers with it, I load the pickup with it, you know, I'm
Nice.
shipping stuff out with the pickup, they gave load boxes. I load, I
Nice.
stack the bales, weigh the bales,
Yeah.
we do everything with it.
Yeah.
Even plowing, right?
We do plowing, all the all the little bins you see up front, those are all, with the exception of the glass dumpster, which we have to use with forks for, are all skid steer attached, so you can just go up, grab the dumpster. Like the aluminum, we crush it in the building, and we take it out, put it in the big dumpster. Steel cans, depending on where I'm shipping the light iron, they either go in the big dumpster, or they go, into the other dumpster next to the, where the scrap metal goes,
Mhm.
depending on who we're shipping to. So the things goes all the time. I mean, that's it's kind of the heartbeat of,
So, with a 20-year-old machine, our new skid steers have other capabilities?
well, they're same. And actually, I was telling Dave, I'm kinda leaning towards getting away from it. The compact, I've been looking at compact loaders and, smaller, they call them telehandlers. It's a smaller machine, the versatility's there, but some of the advantages, like the compact loader, visibility. For one, you're up higher. The height is no problem, cause I had to measure the box trail, make sure you can get in the box trail and that sort of stuff. Visibility, allowing you to see who's around you. Where you're in the skid steer, you have visibility, but there are definitely, everything has blind spots, don't get me wrong,
Sure.
there's a lot more blind spots.
You saw how you enter a skid steer,
You went through the
folds up
front,
and you jump over the bucket to get in them.
Oh, okay.
You
It's not
went
the
there.
funnest thing to get in.
Right.
you went through the
Yeah,
front,
I know.
You're in there like this basically, staring. Great for young kids, but when you're a bigger person, it's a.
in
Everything's on the sides here.
the other
Yeah.
machines that I've been looking at are side entry.
Yeah,
So that opens up another, advantage to us right now. A lot of stuff I do takes 2 people. Cause once I'm in that machine, I can't get out.
Mm.
Once you start this, you can't get out, whereas if you have the small telly or a compact loader, you can get out and you can do functions that right now another person has to do because I can't get out.
okay,
It's not that it's unsafe, it's I can't get out cause the
Can't get
door
out,
won't
yeah.
open to let me out,
okay.
cause the hydraulics
So
are
I'm hearing that you don't want a replacement, you
I'm
actually
kinda-
you wanna migrate to a different kind of
Exactly.
machine.
And I tried, one salesman I went and talked with, spent some time with, he's like, I want you to try this brand new skid steer, and I want you to try this loader,
Yeah,
and then you make a decision. So I took the skid steer for a ride, and I'm like, yeah, it's nice and all, but it still gets the bouncing effect,
yeah.
which, you
I
know,
guess they're very,
Yeah.
they all
on
do
the
it.
tracks,
Yeah.
you're bouncing actually.
They
on the
all
tracks on
bounce.
yours, but
So then I took the loader for a ride, now my concern was turning radius versus the skid steer, but they're pretty comparable. They're new machines, they turn tight, and we're not looking at a big machine. Same relative, little bit more lifting capacity than what we have now, and that's the other advantage. These other machines, the lifting capacity is more than like in a comparable skid steer of its size. Like my skid steer right now, max is like, according to the paperwork, is like 1,900 pounds. which is like a bale. A bale of paper is about all you can lift with it. It will do more, I'm not gonna tell you that I know that for a fact, but I do. These other machines will lift, you know, in the 3,000 pound bracket.
Oh, that's
depending on the
significantly more.
size. Definite, the advantage is, you can load more bales out, you know, 2 bales at a, when we load a tractor trailer, when I load it, typically it's 3 bales up the middle, so I have to carry 1 in at a time right now.
Mm-hmm.
With this machine, a different style machine, we potentially could bring 1 bale in, set it down, bring 2, set the next 2 on top of it. Speeds up your load time. Some companies have a time limit on the amount of time it takes to load. Anything over an hour, they start charging you for the time that truck's sitting there. So you really have to be cruising. I mean, I can usually do it in like 40 minutes, 45. But you have to get it done and get them out of there. And some places are charging you from the time they hit the gate. So it takes them 15 minutes to get in the gate, you're already behind the 8 ball before you start loading. You know, there's a lot of every machine has its
Do
advantages.
you like it, the new,
I like them, but I think everything's expensive. I'm
What
gonna tell
was
you.
the other thing you mentioned, what was the
They call them telehandlers.
telehandlers?
There's a disadvantage to that.
A telehandler is basically a smaller lull. A big lull is called a telehandler as well.
So,
Seen those that move the lumber a lot on
so
construction.
basically it's,
They make many versions of that now,
Oh, okay,
which
yeah.
have a loader, buckets, quick start,
yeah,
detach on the front.
yeah.
everything that I've looked at and the salespeople that I've spoken to, I have explained to them what we have for attachments now, and, you know, cause they wanna say their attachments, like, we already have these attachments, this is what we're using. So your machine's gonna have to be able to do what we have, and they all seem to be comparable. There is one company that has to make a change to their machine, but they're used to that, cause they have their own hookup.
Yeah.
Versus
Yeah.
skid steer, so
They
not a
have to
problem.
change, they have to change the hookup.
It's just it's a plate that they put on.
Yep.
It is what it
so
is.
some of the stuff can be reused.
All our stuff will be reused. We will not buy anything that we cannot reuse our stuff that we've already invested money into.
Are they interested in the old skid steer at all?
So depending on the grant, and I've already filed for 1 grant. Excuse me. And they'll be voting on that grant. I think the meeting is in like 2 weeks. That one I might know in a month or so, maybe a
Yeah,
little
but the
bit.
thing is, if, let's say you don't know, but the thing is, you could come to the town meeting, and the thing is, albeit on the warrant article, and we could make a motion on the floor to change the amount if we had to based upon the grant.
So, what I did, a number that I've come up with, I can't tell you who has what number, cause it has to go to bid anyways.
Right.
And I don't want one vendor knowing what another vendor
But
has.
max amount, how much you need, max amount?
You're sitting down, okay, it's 92.7 is what you're looking at.
Versus a skid steer?
70s,
Okay.
depending on whose machine, but that's also with the mower, cause you told me to put the mower in it, and the mower has gone up. From last year to now, it's gone up over $600. And some of these places are not willing to hold the
More
price.
Like 4,800, so
Yep.
it's like $5,000.
They're not willing to hold,
Understood.
because they don't know. They
Right.
don't know what tariffs are gonna happen,
Yeah.
they don't know, they gave me a number, but
Where's this made, in the US?
one machine comes from Finland.
Okay.
They're here in the United States. I asked a question about parts. Parts will be relatively available. If they're all, parts are available here. Their other machines are common machines. Case, Myanmar, those are common machines in the United States.
The biggest thing that I told Woody to do is, get the number, so the highest number, and we'll write the warrant article like a typical warrant article. We'll pull the $78,000 out of capital reserve as part of the warrant article, and the balance can either come from taxation and/or, when you write the warrant article, ask Lean and the DRA to check it, and/or grants. And if the grants come, the money just goes to our general fund, and next year, that's part of your surplus, to go back towards taxation.
This is where some of the, our surplus this year could be used to offset some of this cost of this too. So some can be paid by taxes, some can be paid by surplus left over from last year.
Don't tell Leo.
But if
Don't
we,
tell me,
but if we put and/or grants in the warrant article, as he receives these grants in,
Yeah,
it just takes it off,
Sure.
and we need less money when we do the purchase.
So the one that I've applied for right now is that grant, you have to actually expend the money to get the money. So you expend it, then you send them the copy of the
yeah,
receipts and
that's
the
fine.
purchase.
It's a
I would,
And then they send
I would look at that as great.
Yes, yeah, but I'm also working on, two other grants, one of the diesel grants that you sent me.
Yeah,
I got those, I'm working on those, hopefully I can get them done here
Now,
shortly.
what about
If
training,
we-
what about training on this, will you get free training on this, or
If
will
we
it include some training?
Took the other
I
one
can
out of
ask. They don't
service,
typically,
they might pay up to 80%
but I
of
can
the
ask.
new.
I would consider that, to put that in the price too.
Diesel,
right,
you know.
right, yeah, those grants, and there was still money
Yeah,
available in those grants.
yeah, in some of those, depending on which one it is, you actually have to destroy that machine. So
Yeah.
I gotta find
Do
out,
do the new machines qualify in terms of their efficiencies
as
and?
far as I know, cause they're brand new,
Yeah,
2020.
I think if they were after like 2016 or something,
I like
they
to,
had the
I'd like
diesel
to include the
engines.
price, some dollars for training in the price too. Because the thing is, this new equipment, I think
they're
is,
gonna train them.
you assume that, we don't know for sure.
Yeah, I don't know, I mean, I know how to run the machine, so I don't know if they'll actually, I mean, they gave me the machine the other day and said, go.
So if I could summarize what I just heard, right, you have 3 different machine options. Have you?
Two machine,
Well, you-
two different types.
You've ruled
Oh,
out skid steer,
Yeah, in part of it.
which is fine, I just
yeah,
wanna,
yeah,
I'm just recapping what I
Yes,
heard.
yes, there are
So you
three,
ruled that out,
pretty
you
much.
don't wanna just replace that,
Yeah.
cause there's more capability in these other 2.
Yes, safety wise, I think there's more
Sure.
than these, there is,
It's-
Safety
it-
came up this year, remember when the guy was kinda standing there, you know, they're standing kinda
Yeah,
falling
yeah.
asleep,
Yeah,
and the skid steer's turning, well, those arms operate right outside of your box, you can't quite, you get a lot
Yeah, I
of
know, I
blind
get it,
spots, and,
well, I also, I mean, I'll just put it in perspective too, I just heard the difference of 70 something to 92, right?
That's,
You're talking less than 20K probably over something that has a life of, my next question to you would be, do these have a life of 20 years?
I can ask, I mean, this machine we have.
Just
you know,
generally, like the
I don't
quality of this
I
type
don't
of
see why
machine,
not.
right?
how many hours do you have on your current?
Ours right now has like $4,900,
Yeah, so that's.
but it's going towards a,
That's not a
They'll
problem,
last 20 years easy.
yeah, okay.
you know,
So
more,
when you think about that, right, you're talking about $1,000 a year
Yeah.
to get the machine you
increase,
want,
increase safety, more flexibility,
yeah,
it's no brainer.
I
But
agree.
don't you say, we haven't even talked about, even if we don't get the grant, if we sell our old machine,
Yeah.
used,
he,
Yeah.
that might pay the difference between that and what we have in the reserve anyway.
one of their quote, I'll give you that
Trade
number.
in.
Trade-in was, like 11.
That's almost half the cost right
Yeah,
there.
sure,
So see what I mean, if we took
yeah,
the 78 in our thing, take the difference from selling the old one,
yeah, you're down to
your
like,
taxation's 10
you're down to
grand,
like
you know?
5K,
Right.
yeah.
I like your idea.
So is there approximate difference in cost between this, whatever the one was, the compact loader versus the, what's the second?
So, it's basically, it's
What'd you call the other one?
Telehandler.
Telehandler.
Yeah, there's,
Are they
it's
both about the same,
Within-
90,
within
low
the,
90s?
yeah, that was with the mower, that.
Yeah,
Is it diesel or gasoline?
They're all diesel.
Or diesel?
But they're updated diesels with emissions.
It's the newer,
Leo, you had a,
Comment, actually, I think what you'll find is, most places that are selling these will have classes, because you have to be certified to use them, if I'm correct?
not so
not in
much,
New Hampshire,
No, no, I thought you had to be in New Hampshire.
Massachusetts.
but anything you buy like that, I buy equipment all the time, they come out and they'll train you how to
Right,
use
because
it.
they wanna sell them.
So, they're not gonna train his staff, but they'll train him.
Right, no, I agree, yeah.
Okay.
It's part of their whole deal, they're gonna be.
I have no issue with this.
I have no issue.
I just, we need some better numbers, the higher of the two numbers.
I think, I would want you to make sure you have something that allows you the most versatility
Right,
and the most safety.
And I want the warrant article to be written with the most versatility, whether we, sell the old one, have to decommission the old one.
Agreed,
Whether we use grants or not, so I wanna make sure, the wording on that is gonna have to be special.
right,
So,
I mean, you just brought up the whole thing about decommissioning, right?
Right.
If you could sell it for 11, but then you get a grant for $50,000, you're obviously you're gonna
Decommission.
drill a hole through the thing,
Right.
right?
it's a shame and it's against my better judgment.
So, but the other side to that, and I'm on the very tip, I don't know if you read through that grant all the way. I'm on the very beginning of it, I actually fell asleep reading it last night, I'm like, but
Do it in the
Probably
morning, when you
not
get
what-
up.
yeah.
what happens after you decommission it? I mean, does it, I gotta find out what the town, once you put the hole in it, say you get the grant,
It's
and
probably
you
worth it,
decommission it,
Metal.
what happens to it?
it's probably worth 2,000 in scrap
You
steel.
know,
Well, I was gonna say,
Put it in the
apparently,
metal
at the seminar I went to,
Yeah.
they actually were saying, you can use except, if you could strip the thing,
Yep,
you can, you could strip it for parts,
Sell it, okay.
if you wanted to, cause
You
they're
sell it.
not interested,
they just don't want that motor.
they
back
don't
up.
care, they don't want that motor polluting the air.
So you can sell parts.
They could, you can, they say you can strip the thing as much as you want,
Put a screw back in the
and
mold.
then, yeah. And that makes sense, right? Their objective is to take something out of service.
It's the engine
They don't care about you recouping any of your costs through recycling or repurposing or any,
Yeah, I ain't got that far, so that's why
Yeah.
I was asking you. if you
Yeah.
knew.
So the thing is, we need the attachment modification price cost in there too.
yeah, make sure that it
Yeah, they-
supports all your current
Yeah, yeah,
attachments.
yep.
Whatever that plate is.
Yep,
that you
yeah,
have
the
to
quick
get.
attach plate.
Yeah.
Works there, yeah.
And I agree with Dave, get the highest, we're gonna go for list the highest one there, because if we're forced to go with the highest one for whatever reason, we wanna make sure you have enough money for
Yep.
that.
Is it, one last thing I just thought of, is there a difference, like, I know when you're shopping for different compact tractors and whatnot,
Yep.
right? You get the 33 horsepower, the 38 horsepower, the 42, whatever. Are you pretty much settled in on which
Yeah, right in,
class?
yeah, it seems to be right around, everybody seems to be in the same ballpark of about 57 horse.
57?
Puts it in the same lifting capacities, the same,
Okay,
so when you start getting in your bigger horsepowers, when you start getting taller, wider, longer,
Yeah.
start getting, so we all gotta kinda stay in the same.
You can fit in
type.
a box, is that what I heard you say?
Yes, yeah, I measured, the last tractor trailer came, I think it's 9 feet, roughly 9 foot opening going in the door, and I got the numbers right, and I think it was 8 feet wide, so it has to be able to go, width wide's not a problem, you have to make sure you make that
Top.
9 foot height, so
yeah,
the machines I've been looking at, they're under 8 feet, so that gives you plenty of,
Oh, good.
height there.
Good.
Cause that was a vendor question, like, hey, what's the height, I go,
My biggest thing to him was to make sure that he had, skid steers are known for their high, flow on their,
hydraulics.
hydraulic systems. And so when you come to attachments for skid steers, they're typically high flow, much higher than normal things.
okay,
So I asked him to make sure that you got high flow, as high a flow capacity as you can, because that runs all your other implements when you're running them on hydraulics.
okay,
So that's the biggest thing, I wanna make sure you got a high flow on that
okay.
attachment.
So
Didn't I remember when I was down there, you described to me that the current one has both high and low?
And some of the machines will have high and low.
Do you need high and low?
The high, from what I'm understanding from everybody now, the vendors, over the years, implements have changed. Dave's correct, when they were first doing this, they were high flow, high flow. Now, a lot of stuff is going to regular flow hydraulics, except for if you get into some of the hot topic stuff, like, there's a grinder or some sort of plate for doing asphalt, and there was another one. And some of the snow blowers are still, high flow.
High flow,
But
Well,
your attachments are all high flow?
The only one that I have that runs that way is the power broom, and that runs normal hydraulics.
so
I,
it does, so it would work with normal.
And the
You
other,
don't need high
They
flow.
might just run slower, but like, I wanna make sure the mower runs at the right speed. The biggest thing is like if you go to, like say you wanna run a tractor and run a snow blower.
Yeah,
I know that snow blowers made for skid steer attach are high flow, and
Yeah.
it will just turn so slow.
you can
that
get
the
both
others
now,
don't work.
you can get
Yeah,
both,
So,
okay.
high flow and normal flow. They're both optional now.
Thank you for going and making it, you made a change mid-course, which is good.
It's
You saw
still
something
more
better.
work to be done, a
Yeah.
lot more work.
Yeah, Again, we need sooner than later
I
prices.
would run,
He has a total price,
I
now
took
we
the-
just need to work.
I took
hard
that
on
high number,
To
and
allow
added
us
that lower to it,
horsepower thing
Yes.
too,
and
right?
that came
Because
into the,
That,
Okay.
that's a huge
97.2.
factor on
And-
where
and-
that price is gonna
What I
end up.
wanna do is I think that it'll be worded that, the warrant article, replace skid steer / loader,
Yeah,
you know, so regardless of whether it goes back and forth afterwards, we'll have a total dollar amount, that's what we really care about.
yeah,
And then, you know, so we're gonna try and be general with that, and, you know, show where the funding comes from, and general enough that we can use grants.
I can just see him coming to the, yes, my skid steer is 19 years old, it is beyond life expectancy.
yeah,
But we've done pretty good, he maintained his equipment real well, so.
I mean, I think it would be, I mean, obviously, if we could ever get one of those grants, cause it sounded like there was still money available.
where this, from what I just printed another, set, an updated set, and it still was showing.
They're still showing.
The
there's
nice part
money.
about the warrant article is we can really shop it heavy after the year and shop the grants,
Right,
and then see where everything comes through.
sure.
Get up early and work on the grant tomorrow.
Yeah, but the thing is, as you said, the problem with the grant is we have to buy the instrument first.
Now, another
I
thing.
don't know about the one that,
Okay, for the description.
right, I don't know about that one, but the one I just applied for, that's
It's a rebate.
yeah, it's basically, yeah.
I wanna point out one other thing, if we apply this 25 as his warrant articles down lower than this, that will move that from $78,000 up this additional 25,000, so
So, yeah,
there won't be anything coming from taxation, it'll all be out of the capital reserve,
yeah,
and then we'll minus the grants or
Yeah.
replace, the old unit, you know? So,
yeah, either you take money out of the reserve fund, and then you have money coming back into the general fund.
if
or
we
something.
sell the old unit for 11, it just go back to our general
Yeah.
revenues anyway.
Sure,
Which I explained to Woody, a lot of departments previous were asking us and
To
Mike
keep it,
to keep it for their department, and we got that notice saying it should go back to the general fund, and their request should come up independent after the fact.
Yep.
Trying to implement that.
And then the other thing that could happen potentially is that if you put that, like I told you, it was like 92.7. If a machine comes in less than that, you don't have to have as much money, you know what I mean?
And
So
that
you
just
don't,
goes to the general
that just, well,
fund.
you just won't expend that much out of the
Right, it
capital
goes back to
reserve,
the
right?
general fund, lapsing.
or as he said, though, we
you-
take less out of the capital
yeah,
reserve.
is
right.
that's actually a good distinction, is that true, that you would just take less out of the capital
Yeah,
reserve fund?
yeah, you only spend out of it. what
You
you
get,
get.
you're getting permission if I'm
Because all the
saying,
money's gonna come out of the capital reserve fund, the way I look at the numbers, so.
Right.
Yeah.
But
It's not gonna
you,
come from
basically,
taxation.
you can spend up to like 97.2.
right,
I get it, yep, so there wouldn't be any increase, there wouldn't be anything coming back to the general fund, it would just be deducting less from the,
Right.
Which would work out.
Right.
our
which would
benefit,
work
too.
out best.
That's
Yeah,
what, that's
okay.
what that's for.
Cause then it actually stays in that regard, it stays in that department's,
Which is good,
which is better.
Yeah.
okay?
Anything else you have for us, Woody?
just a couple things real quick. In the near future, I say 6 years, but I'm telling you now, cause I probably won't be here in 6 years.
Me either.
The,
Be dead.
no, you won't. The trash plant up in Pennacook, where there's gonna be some fees coming down the road that we're gonna have to pay for our landfill, and I can get you more information on it, but it's gonna look like right now, it's about $1,000 a year that we're gonna have to pay. Would be, cause we're part of that co-op that owns the
It'll just
landfill.
be added to your budget.
Right, but I'm just giving you a heads up now, so it's in minutes, somebody can look back 30 years from now, or 6 years, 5 years, whatever, go, oh yeah, you did mention that.
I see that, there are some other towns, trying to designate a warrant article, so that the money they're getting back this year from the sale of the property up there
Mhm.
would go into holding a capital reserve to pull from these fees, but I
It's-
didn't wanna add more warrant articles, I'd put that as part of his budget as well.
It's, in what Jim told me, it's for us, he goes, Dunbarton be looking at about $1,000 a year.
That's not enough.
That's cost of doing business.
Chicken
But I
feed.
just,
Chicken feed.
it's out there,
That's
so
not
you know.
enough, that's not enough.
Okay, we're gonna
It is
keep
not
going
done.
on, cause it's not.
One quick thing,
Oh,
our fuel here, might wanna look into where we're buying our fuel from. The only reason I say it, I got my statement from the town, 'cause I bought some town fuel. It was like $3 a gallon for the month of diesel, for the month of December for gas. I was buying gas on the street at $2.75, and we're paying $3 without the tax. We might wanna look into that a little bit. Doesn't seem right, but that's what my paperwork
Well,
said.
you go out of your way and buy from the
State, but
state
I had to
for
buy
our
some.
diesel too, and he buys our diesel much better for his department. He buys from.
If it's on, yeah, he takes advantage of it being on the road.
Yeah.
But just something to think about, and maybe look into why we're paying, cause the slips I got were more than what you could buy it on the
Just
street.
quickly,
for.
your two new workers are still doing good with the compactors and everything?
Yeah, everything's going good, the guys, they're all meshing, things are going good.
When I was down there this week, it looked great, the
Yeah.
yard looked great.
They're working hard and,
Okay,
proud of them all.
alright, sounds good.
Thank you, Woody.
Alright, good night.
Go shop for some more toys.
Hey, did your shoes come in to try yet?
My boots,
Yeah,
and the big issue now, they ordered another pair, waiting for them to come. There's gonna be a change coming in, it's already started in Fireware, and some of the stuff could take 6 months to get. Because of this PFAS, PFOS, it's a whole issue now.
alright, I'm just doing a quick check.
No, it's, they ordered them.
Alright, thank you.
Yep.
Alright, so, 15 for the appropriation, 25 for them. Fire department is $50,000, let me tell you what the fire department was before. The fire department had a bunch last year.
They had, right now,
They had 13,000 in for the emergency vehicle, then they had 50,000 for the fire department emergency vehicle, capital reserve. Command car was 88,000 last year. And
So,
the pump truck was 21,000.
but those are all out of the capital reserve?
This was money we put into
Right.
capital reserves last year
Yeah.
for all of theirs. So
Oh, so-
50,000 is the standard for the fire department,
Yeah.
and it's
okay,
50 again.
okay.
Used to be 60.
When we bumped it up several years, we juggled them all.
Well, they used to be 60 until about 13 years ago, 12 years ago, they dropped it to 20. And when they were depleting the rainy day fund, they also cut back 20,000 for the fire department, you know?
Well,
And the fire trucks go for like 300 and some odd thousand.
$500,000.
Now, yeah. So, you
Yeah,
know,
but the thing is, it was penciled in here as 75,000 for the account in this.
Okay, we've got $20,000 for the capital reserve fund for the highway
Highway.
vehicle. And that seems to have been working out,
yep,
with his trucks, it's just about all funded out of there. See if now vote to raise the course of 25,000 for the police. Now that went. How did she get 25 on that? Cause that went from 15 to 20 last year. And 15 was just about working, we bumped it up to 20 cause of the equipment. This 25 maybe come off the new capital improvement meetings, so we'll leave it at the 25, cause we did significant meetings of that, so.
okay.
I'm gonna put 5,000 on that just in case.
So there's some extra stuff that came out of CIP for,
Well, we met
Their
for
needs.
CIPs and all their needs are blown out over the years,
yeah,
and so when you look at the dollar amounts on these, they should match the CIP.
It doesn't matter. For the police department, they want, like 35,000. Capital reserve fund going forward.
Not for the vehicle, alright?
Yeah. Vehicle and equipment, they want 35,000 a year. So we're actually asking less than what the capital reserve, what the capital improvement fund is asking.
Well,
Yeah.
so didn't he talk about hopefully getting a new car every 2 years?
Every other year.
Yeah, so that's why probably they
But
wanna bump it to 35.
No, at 15, what it was is at $15,000 when we were doing a lot of special duties,
What's
the
special?
special duty fund, and that 15,000 was just about covering a vehicle every other year.
Yeah.
And with very little coming out of taxation. The equipment on the vehicles now, when they're re-equipping them, which are vehicles, we have more vehicles, they're all updated now, a lot of the equipment should be transferable. But the equipment on the last one, because the car that we replaced had such old equipment, the equipment cost quite a bit more. So they went from 15 to 20 last year.
Right.
And I'm like, alright, we're at 20. But now I see 25 on here, so. It's, I would say to stick with the 25 and not go up any higher than that at least.
I think that's fine.
And if we feel we need to cut these down, I think that's one of the first ones we could take 5,000 out of. The vehicles aren't going up as well. I mean, we're pretty fortunate this town, we're using those, what do they call them, enforcers, or, what's the name of those cars?
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
They're
The
police,
Explorers,
yeah, but they're police interceptors or something.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm driving around seeing a lot of these towns with big, Suburban / Tahoes, and you're not buying that for the same $47,000 we're buying these for, I can tell you that. It's, and I'm looking at them wondering why, they're transferring people all over,
Yeah, right.
whereas 2 or 3 big ones. And so, I'm fortunate we're asking for the same
Don't,
vehicles there.
don't you think that the cars we have would manage to take the roads that we have better than the Suburban, or?
You would think at a high rate of speed,
That's my point. Especially in the winter.
so, it's later than where, Chris would be watching this video, but it would be my desire to have an electric vehicle as a police car at some point.
yeah, and I pointed that out to him as well, and,
He just, the thing is, it's not a bad idea, the acceleration rate's actually faster than a gasoline vehicle.
Yes, and for things like police detail, there's no wear and tear
On the
on an
engine.
engine where police detail today,
Well,
they
he's-
counts as engine hours.
He's asking for no vehicle this year, but when he comes in, I'd say we keep it on the drawing board.
Does that come with its own extension cord?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, we will have to
But,
put
but
up
for
with it.
performance wise,
it's a very high performing
they're
vehicle.
very high performance.
So anyway,
Wolfboro has one,
item number
Yes.
13.
anyway.
We did 13.
We just talked about
Which is
that one.
He's gotta
Woody's,
get the
yeah,
numbers.
so. And he has the numbers, I think we're just gonna reword this.
Yep.
I'll have to work with Lean on that and then see if the DRA likes our wording,
14, we already talked to Jennifer.
yeah. And that's it. Are there any capital reserves that aren't funded in here that we can talk about? There shouldn't be.
Really, this could be one of the shortest town meetings we've had. In fact, it almost seems boring.
Is this,
Add a couple more.
is this the, there's, 1, 2, 3, 4, zoning,
Isn't that done,
Changes.
isn't that done by
Vote.
vote?
Ballot, yes.
Ballot, yeah.
oh, it is?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's done by ballot.
Okay, so those aren't by card.
Nope.
No, usually by ballot. Those are the first things on the ballot.
Or
It
warrant,
doesn't say that here,
No, but usually, Leo's a hundred
Yeah,
percent
those are
correct.
usually the first
they go to ballot.
on the ballot, and then you can put it
Okay.
on the ballot.
But the thing is, I think for the public hearing would be worthwhile to at least have them talk about it a little bit at the public hearing when we do ours.
It'll already be passed or.
Yeah, I was gonna
or
say,
not
it's
passed.
already voted for, right?
It'll already be passed
The
or
voting
not.
is already
No,
done during the day.
at the public hearing for our.
Oh,
Oh, sure,
At the
yes,
public hearing,
yes,
Here,
yeah.
yes.
Well, that's a good
I
point.
don't even
yes.
know what the dates of those, of that public hearing is right now.
it's in February, first week in February, I believe.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah.
she gave us a breakdown of the.
The only thing is,
public-
okay.
the people always come to voting, what do these mean? And people have no idea, at least we can put it on video and say,
Yeah,
explain
true.
what they are.
That's true, you're correct, yeah.
I know, Leo, that those are typically on ballots,
Mhm.
but these warrant articles are gonna be on the floor, cause it doesn't say that they're by ballot.
Ah,
It
okay.
normally is a note down here, so we'll check.
Yeah,
it.
right, usually it does say by ballot.
Yeah, normally they're written in, and it'll say underneath.
Yeah, but this is just a rough draft too.
Right,
That's true.
I tell you what, Dave, the gentleman's wager on it.
so, he's got replacing existing vehicle, 75,000, so if we're at 25 every 2 years, that's, vehicle and equipment.
Plus,
If we're at 25 and then we take the special duties,
yeah, right,
over
plus
those
special
2
duties.
years. We we should be okay, I would think.
What is special duty?
Special
bring in?
duties, like when someone's doing a construction project, we set
Special
it,
duty revolving fund goes directly to the police vehicles.
Right.
Yeah, okay, and what do we get per year
It's
approximately?
not fixed, but, I'll give you an example, like Milliota's been working a ton of special duties,
Mhm.
and that amount of money all goes back to the fund. We get, so close to $50 an hour back in the fund.
it's a win-win for the town, the officer gets some money,
Yeah,
the town, we charge overhead for the vehicle,
yeah,
and it comes
There's
right.
a little administrative cost in there, vehicle idling cost.
And the administrative cost to cover the cost of processing on the
Yeah,
paperwork down there.
use the oldest
So I would
vehicle.
think 25 will work.
Okay.
That 35, if you looked at his, would've brought it, so 100% replacement without special duty. What he's worried about is Officer Miliota leaves, there might not be as much special duty being taken.
Oh.
We'll cross that bridge when it happens. Transfer station, skid steer replacement, they had 80, roll-off truck, they had 500,000, replace the backhoe. But the backhoe's out many more years. So his 25 in there every year will take care of that. The roll-off truck, I think we'll be doing independent trucking at that
Contracting.
point, yeah. Highway department, they're gonna do a replacement of the smaller 1 ton. They have about 150 in there, so. What's in the highway department, Mike? I have it here, don't I?
20,
And what's in the,
you have, current balance, I think it's more towards the front.
find on the page?
Yeah.
Oh, right here,
Right there.
there's 34,000 in there. 20 will bring it to 50,
Is that a pickup?
yeah, it is.
So it'd probably have to be like a 2,500
Mhm.
plowing.
Yeah, and Jeff's not here with a replacement. Nobody's come to us with another warrant other than Woody this year, which is good for us this year.
There's
We've
another
had some
thing,
heavy years.
the citizens can bring in warrants too, with petition, there's a warrant by petition,
Mm-hmm.
they have to have so many signatures, and
Yeah.
it doesn't close, I think the close date is still a few days off.
You know what I don't see in here? Is I don't see the other phases of the cemetery warrants. Phase 1, phase 2. We should check that with Lean.
how often do we ever see a citizen,
Really,
warrant?
really. You
10
will see
years
them collect,
ago.
trying to collect signatures at the transfer station, then you know something's up.
10 years
Say that
ago.
again.
yeah.
When they're at the transfer station on a Saturday trying to get signatures, you know something's up.
I'm gonna put a note down the bottom, cemetery,
Okay.
to see if they're doing any of these phases to finish up, cause they had a bunch of them on the schedule here last year. If I see Justin, I'll remind you of that. Highway fire
does the-
evaluation, police vehicle,
I'll let you finish.
transfer station. So just, quick reading, the balances, like Mike said, transfer station has 78,000 and change. In their CRF.
No, once we add the 25,000, he'll have more than enough dollars to buy from the capital reserve fund.
Highway vehicle has 34,988, so almost 35. Reevaluation still has 126,000 in it. Police vehicle. Their balance is still 48,000.
If you look at the date of that, look at the date,
And I am looking at the,
what's the date as of,
well, a balance of 331.25, so.
did they buy them?
They did take these out, this is a current one, I guess, huh? Yeah, cause they had one for each vehicle, 48,000, so 25 is more than enough, cause it cost us 48,000 for the vehicles before.
Just
Before the fitting,
Before that fit up of the, electrical equipment, so, but he always took that out of his own budget, cause there's another line in his budget with equipment, so. Between that and these revolving fund, I think the 25 is reasonable. Okay, so that's our first cost on the warrant article here.
just for my education, is there ever anything regarding the library?
Library runs on its own,
Yeah,
so
and
you
where
saw
do
them,
they get approval for,
they've presented their budget to us
they
already.
have a trustee,
they have a board of trustees.
Board of
Okay.
Trustees. So they gave us our budget and it's pretty well fixed. They do the same type of 80-20 with their insurance,
Okay,
but her salary and everything else is all negotiated at Board of Trustees.
okay.
Really, it's out of our hands.
And is that,
Included in our portion of the budget, yes.
it is, so that's all part of,
A regular budget.
Our
line.
overall budget of
right here,
$4 million.
okay.
When you were gone, they came in and presented.
Okay, and if they had any type of a capital purchase of anything or something like that, they would write a warrant article?
If it was a major, yes.
Okay, I mean, the closest thing would have been, we just spent 35K on those.
Right, but that
heaters
was,
and air conditioners.
but that was, part of our building and maintenance. line.
Agreed, we're able to do it under that, right, but that could have potentially been a warrant article.
It could have, and I wanna think like if we ever did like a big generator, if we didn't get a grant for it through the special thing that
Mhm.
they're gonna look for, we might do something like that under a warrant article.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be,
Which we could pay for with excess tax, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the revenues, excess
do
revenues.
you wanna do it this year, or?
No, cause they're working on grants for that, through that,
The police department, fire department.
police and fire.
They
company.
wanna-
A generator.
They wanna create that as an extra, emergency operations center possibly.
I don't know, she put that in there, but I see no note to reflect to it.
Yep.
Let me go through the
Mailbox.
mailbox items here. Before we get too late,
Busy night.
Making up for lost time there, guys.
we can put this
Whenever I'm
back.
around, they always drag it out.
Oh, they've been on for almost a month now.
Here we go, put that back in her pile.
It shows too, they look like they're not, copacetic here.
Town administrator's not here, that's why.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Well, everything was backwards in my package. All right. We had a letter from our attorney, Drummond and Woodson. They gave us a rate increase coming up. General municipal attorney rates for both shareholders and associates, effective January 1st, 2026, $2.75 per hour. It doesn't have our other hourly down here, I don't think. Their general practice currently runs between $3 and $3.60 an hour, so there is some discount. I think we're probably around 2.5 right now. You guys wanna sign that?
That's why we call New Hampshire municipal when we have to.
Yeah, sure.
If
Did
you
you
guys,
get a list from, Lean that had the mailbox items on it?
Just this little one here.
Yeah, it looks like I didn't get it, but that's alright. I only have this one here.
You're not missing much.
Did you have an extra?
I do.
Oh, okay, so that's probably where. Got it.
We have a note from a resident on Kelsey Road about putting a mailbox, where he believes the town right of way is. And he said in May of next year, when the ground's not frozen, he's gonna put it back in that location. So,
Right here, that's where he wants.
yeah, right back in the. I did notice that, depending on what angle you take a picture of the mailbox, in place it looks like it's in the middle of the road.
Could I ask the road agent to review that, please?
I think we should, and maybe we should get prepared for something in the spring
You got it.
with our town.
Yeah.
I'd like to have the road agent review that, because he does the cuts on the road.
In reading through here, does he have a justification on why he has access to that location?
He says it's within the town right of way, and it's not impeding Kelsey Road or the Montalona Road.
Okay.
And as you can see, it is in the travel portion of the road.
Sure, yep.
We'll let our town attorney and road agent handle that portion of it.
Okay.
It is off to the side for the winter. It sounds like you we have a request from the fire chief, to get rid of some old equipment.
State surplus or dispose?
Lean had approved it already, but it looks like a portable radio, motorable motor, a charger. Disposal request was auction. We have a, 1 to 5 generator, current 7th generations, not FCC compliant, so. Lean has approved to put these items all in auction already, she said this is just for our information.
What's the
The old
total,
radios were disposals,
what's the total amount that?
no
Possibly.
dollar amount,
No estimate.
no estimate. The radios were just disposed of, and the other stuff's gonna go to auction, looks like. Actually, it says disposal equipment on our notice, so. Oh, she put it down here. We already went through this, email from Chris Remillard on the RMS upgrade and approved that. I wanna make sure that Lean lets him know right off, and Mike, could you give him a call, and let him know that we approved that RMS upgrade?
I can do that.
The memo in reference to personnel policy changes we went through prior. What Lean did with her personnel policy is she put an addendum of the changes in the front, and she didn't wanna rewrite the whole entire thing. And so everybody in the new departments, or all departments, have a copy of the new changes added as like an addendum to their policy. And her,
She was explaining some of the challenges she had. This is a Word document that goes back almost 15, 20 years. A Word document has been changed and changed and changed. There are so many formatting issues. And that she's gonna it's gonna take some serious work to get the formatting issues out.
she may reformat the entire thing is what she was thinking.
Right.
I was gonna.
I'll let you work on that with her.
Yeah. But one of the things I was gonna suggest when she does this, is just have some type of a revision table in here that, because right now, I think the only way you can tell which version of what you're talking about is the date that's on the front page, I think it is. For proper document, we should actually have like a version, 2.2.
Okay,
And
and
you should-
and label it.
And label it 2.2, and therefore, even if you went to page 13, it would say
2.2,
2.2 in the footer.
gotcha. So you're on the right
So,
document.
just in case you just extracted a page or two, you know what version you're looking at. And then version 2.2 could say there was updates to these sections, etc. But I'll work with her on that.
Paperclip on that.
Okay, that's more of
But
a.
it's funny how a
Done.
document gets, so many convolutions.
Yeah, sure.
After so many years of, word changes, you might say, too.
I don't know if you want to, this is the town clerk thing.
There was a memo sent out by, the town administrator to get the 2025 town reports in by Monday, January 19th. In stating that, gentlemen, I'll start a draft for our town report section, the selectmen's. And if there are any items you guys wanna make sure are in there that you thought were pertinent that happened, last year that are big items, wanna send me some quick emails? I'll try and put a draft together and maybe have one of you guys finalize it or whatever. Go through and put a little finishing touch on it.
Yeah, Dan, it's usually a teamwork effort, shared by, overseen by the chair,
Okay.
so.
Mike is, I put my ideas down, and Mike has helped me write it, cause I've been busy at work or something, or
Yeah,
if you wanna write it, we can just get together and
yeah.
make
I
sure we.
mean, I'll even
highlight
look at what
things.
the templates are from the past
Yeah.
year or two, just so I get an idea.
And we look at those other town reports and say, hey, this is what happened, and what, we don't wanna keep repeating what happened the prior year, cause sometimes in our message, we're talking about what we wanna foresee happen next year. But if you go back and to the other town report, you're like talking about it twice.
But this, I think it's worthwhile, we mentioned the energy thing, how we changed the energy thing, because the more people hear about it, they understand what's going on.
Before I forget, Lee will spank me, she wants to know about the panels and repair of the panels. So, I did actually tell her while you were out, I was gonna call 603 Electric for you for their, to get a proposed price from them, so we could have some negotiation
Okay,
when you call them. I do know him and I do have his number, I didn't call him,
you
but I
didn't
do
call.
know he's out west snowmobiling right now,
Okay.
so.
Yeah.
If I see he gets back in the area, we can follow up on that. That's not gonna happen till March or something anyway, I think is our
Yeah,
final
but
payment, but it's
Time
gonna
to-
come quick.
It's gonna come quick.
So that town administrator's reports are out. I have a notice here, kind of a thank you from, Sergeant Brian Tyler, she doesn't have it on her agenda. He'd like to take a moment to thank us for extended the appreciation for the opportunity to participate in the tuition reimbursement program offered by the town of Dunbarton. He recently completed his master's degree, with a conferral date scheduled for February 1st, 2026. It says an achievement that would not have been possible without this program and the town's commitment to investing in its employees. The tuition reimbursement program provides employees with a clear pathway for continued career development. Through its support and advanced education, the town of Dunbarton encourages employees to grow professionally, develop new competencies, and prepare for greater responsibilities. This support creates not only individual advancement, but also long-term organizational strength by cultivating experienced, motivated, and well-prepared professionals from within the organization. The tuition reimbursement program also creates meaningful potential and the opportunity for future career growth and advancement. I am truly appreciative of the support of the board and the town of Dunbarton for making this achievement possible. I look forward to applying my knowledge I have gained in my role with the town and contributing to its continued success. Very nice letter. So, that wasn't in here, but
Is
it's
that,
obviously in the package.
is that line item in like the G and A, expense area, there must be a
I
certain.
think it's in the administrative and of liens.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
General administrative,
There's another letter in here, oh, that's why the treasurer's salary was in the bucket. Someone, from the town office called me yesterday about the treasurer's salary.
It's up for review, it's election year,
My
remember.
current hourly salary is $105,800, a 3% increase in budget for 2026 passes. But it's, I think they're stating it wrong, they're calling it treasurer's salary, and I think they're looking at lien salary maybe. Annual salary's not $105,000 for the treasurer, it's
no, this is,
$9,800.
yeah, this is like 10K.
They've been there for 32 years, more than 35 years, tracking any of that. I've recently been given a bump, trying to get closer to average for future planning when I leave or retire, but we are still behind in almost all positions. If you want to share your data, I'd love to have current information on whatever positions you are studying. I think it's comparable in all size. Best of luck. Heidi Carlson, Town Administrator, Town of Fremont.
Is that the one, I saw that email, I couldn't understand Fremont today, I saw that, and it was,
Wage study, it's looking for a wage study, from us to give to them, it looks like.
exactly, to me,
Does she get requests like that often, like, cause she's always asking for
So
stuff.
this is a full-time treasurer with a salary of $105,000, she has 35 years of experience, and she's wondering we have a wage study we can offer her.
We don't even have that position.
Give her a copy of ours, she'll say, I'm happy with
But
mine.
there, someone did allude to the fact that this is election year for the town treasurer, I believe. And we normally will, change the rates and establish the new rates before the election. So,
If they request them.
or if we deem them necessary. It's not them, because what we wanted, the whole idea was we would announce the rate, so anyone wanting to run for the office would have knowledgeability of what they're gonna be paid. Remember, it's not done by person, it's done by the position.
Mhm.
So that's not on this list.
No, we have to, I think, no, this is established by us ahead of time. In other words,
No, I'm just saying that that position is not shown here. as
it will be at the
being
very top, number one.
Right, that's what I'm looking at.
It'll
It's
be-
not listed as, the treasurer is not one of the positions.
It's cause she copied last year's. and
Oh,
she
is this
did
just
that.
last year's?
No, it's a copy of the drafts and she amended it quickly for us, I think.
Okay, so do you think she's missing the treasurer?
Yes, I got wind of that.
Are you?
It is posted on the website, the list of offices that are up for election.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay,
And it will just put it will open,
and the treasurer is one? Okay,
And yours is enough.
Correct.
so we should get that updated then?
Yes.
So, cause I looked at that thinking it was updated because it was in bold.
yeah, we need to
Or
get
she-
probably a
it was
snapshot
shaded.
of, what's up for election, we need to review those salaries.
Oh, okay, yeah, she probably didn't email me yet, but she usually asks for a list of that she can snip it right into the warrant. I have the list kind of in
Okay,
a list as opposed to on a line.
could you email that to Lean and us too,
Okay. I'll
tomorrow.
make a note. Yeah.
another time?
Bringing it back to the selectmen.
I do have an issue I wanna bring up.
Excuse me,
regarding,
isn't it public, public comment?
Okay, we'll start with Dana then.
Public comment?
No, I did that
You
already.
guys look
You're
like
done.
amateurs up there tonight.
You're done, there's no public comment on our list.
It's
What do
in
you got,
there,
Leo?
it's in there, I just said it, you guys look like amateurs tonight.
Do you
You've
want
been
any
off
public
too
comment?
long.
Other than that, do you have any public comment?
This is almost like,
Are you sure?
this is about my 15th, budget that I've worked on, well, I've sat through,
15th board?
budget that I've sat
Okay.
through. So it's been about 15 years I've been sitting here listening to,
And this is the best one.
no.
Come on, Leo.
No.
Well, let me tell you, it's way different than the earlier ones.
Yeah.
Oh, big time, that's why this is here.
But also, like, someone like me, for my benefit, I ask a lot of questions that these guys may already know, or you may
Yeah,
already
but
know
it
from the
takes,
past.
yeah, but it takes a little bit of time to get it under
Yeah.
your belt to understand.
I do ask
everything.
questions so that the
You have
public
to.
will know too.
Well, yeah, some will, but how long have you lived here?
15 years.
15 years, so you haven't gotten involved then.
I go to town meeting.
But you're asking questions, if you were here 15 years, you should know.
Yeah, but I don't get into the whole thing. We're,
He's gonna get you one way or another.
Cheers. Cheers. Gonna
Can
get
you
me.
cut them off, just cut them off.
You have anything for
we're
us,
done with
Jennifer?
public comment.
Jennifer, you're gonna go ahead. Mike.
Okay, I do have a decision made on this tonight.
Tonight?
Tonight, I like to add 2 words to our, advanced leave policy. Right now, a person can take advanced leave up to 40 hours.
This is vacation.
Vacation.
Wanna make it 80?
No, what I'd like to do is, the decision for anything beyond that has gotta come to the.
Why wasn't that in our package, cause that was an email sent out to us.
Right, that's why I'm bringing it up.
Yeah.
We got an email regarding that. Right now, if someone wants to take up to 40 hours, advanced vacation, they can fill out a form, and they can submit it, and it's automatically approved.
By the
By
department.
the department head.
But we limited it at 40 hours, they said anything above 40 hours has gotta come before the board. Now, I looked at the only 2 departments that affects, only 2 departments, that would be the police department and the town garages. That's the only 2 departments that would affect, where we have full-time employees taking advance leave. And I would like to
Well,
make,
you could have Woody as well, so
No.
transfer.
no, it's only 1 person. This affects, follow where I'm going with that. Only Woody it affects.
So Woody, transfer station, 2 people.
No, but you gotta listen to what I'm saying, I wanna push the decision authority of advanced leave down to the supervisor level. In other words,
We already did that,
So you,
right?
you wanna include the supervisor as an option for getting approval for
Right, that's anything,
leave beyond
40
40
days.
hours,
right, because
40 hours in the negative.
in a scenario is this, Dave, when do people take vacation? Prime vacation is anywhere from like June to September, prime vacation days. Some people only get 2 weeks, some people get 3 weeks, and they wanna take vacation during during the summer hours when they're prime vacation hours. Yet they don't necessarily have,
Do you remember, Mike, I voted to just leave it the way it was, where they get them all the first of the year?
we're not doing that.
Close the town.
I voted against both of you guys,
Right, but the thing is, it still leaves
so
the
now you
control.
guys have issues.
Right, but the thing is, what it does is still leave the control of, if someone takes advance leave and departs the town, they have to pay it back. They have to earn the leave, stay the entire time to earn the appropriate leave, so it doesn't change that facet of it. It just
So why not
allows,
just move the hours to 80 instead of,
no, I said any advance leave beyond 40 would be at the discretion of either the board of selectmen or
Or the department head.
department head. And just add department head into the policy, or department head. It allows more flexibility, so if someone wants to take vacation during prime vacation hours, first of all, who knows like the police department staffing more than anyone else? The chief, he's gonna be held responsible for that. To have him come before the board, we're paying him to be a manager, let him manage his department. We don't have to micromanage vacation down to for 10 extra hours or 40 extra hours. And besides, it's still a win-win for the town in the sense that he leaves, he's still gotta pay the town back. There's a statement on there when you put a form out that if you leave, you gotta pay the town back for that, per RSA. And so all I wanna do is add selectmen or what's the word, selectmen or department
Department head.
supervisor. Department head, I like that, department head. And that's the only thing I'm asking, is that we insert department head into our current policy.
what are your thoughts?
I don't see a problem with it. There's no more liability to the town. It's not something that has to come before the board, in terms of approval. We did want to have some kind of guardrails in that we stated that 40 hours was a limit. Still, a department head has to approve any vacation time anyway. And there is something on the thing I do wanna make sure, just in bringing this up, is state law, RSA requires that an employee physically signs a paper that says, I'm aware that if I go negative by taking this vacation, I owe the money back if I depart with a negative balance. If I depart the employment of the employer, we're required to have a physical signature.
You wanna go back, just give it to them at the beginning of the year?
Nope, bad policy.
And I'll give you one example.
And this is adding 3 words that
Do you wanna second his motion?
I'll second the motion, because it's
Motion
adding
made,
3,
second, all in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Nay.
Well, motion passes, and so,
Motion passes,
Alright,
yeah, it's
Yeah.
good.
anything else, Mike?
no, no, that's all I had, I think is, I just wanna,
Do you have anything, Dana?
There's something here, I don't know if this was supposed to be part of your mailbox, but I just read that's news to me. Did that come up at the last meeting? The fire chief indicates that Bo has had second thoughts about the ambulance service.
Lean mentioned it to me, but it was not on our thing at all.
And
So anyway,
Bo
she
is-
said
Bo is pulling back on their offer to do ambulance service.
it is not gonna be something going forward, she said, so whatever's in his budget, he's gonna continue with the EMS he has,
Yeah,
and keep growing that, and that's not gonna happen, so.
Yeah.
Apparently somebody on the upper ups in Bowl probably said, hey, this doesn't work out for us.
It probably did, I'm guessing, remember we were asking, like, this seemed like a no-brainer for us, like, why not? Because remember, he was talking about the scenarios of when we would get reimbursed for
Right.
an ambulance delivery, or
And I think that whole
when we wouldn't, it probably wasn't.
questioning was gonna be an argument at some point, I think, so.
Yeah, as far as who got the reimbursement for something, I bet it wasn't sweet enough for both.
So anyways,
Unfortunately-
she said there was no changes to his budget, cause this is
Yeah,
not gonna. affect it.
unfortunately, it did provide our residents better
coverage.
coverage and quicker coverage. Remember, he talked about the 11-minute scenario? And unfortunately.
Just being honest,
Is there something
our
else?
police department
This
has
happened to be
AEDs.
something that we, this was Jennifer's town clerk warrant article, I just need you guys to initial.
One last thing I wanna say, public hearing on energy.
Yeah. Dunbarton Community Power, we actually, I'd like to call it a public information session, even though it's not a hearing, we can't make it, we're not making any decisions
Official, right.
here or anything. It is to inform the public, so it's an information session for the residents of Dunbarton. Monday night, January 12th, 6:30 PM, here in the
Is
town
that
office.
mandatory?
It is not mandatory, it is an
You
optional.
think that's enough time?
It's already been posted.
Okay, that's enough time.
Well, we also had to do it we wanted to do it a little sooner, because if people had questions about filling out an opt-out card or an opt-in card, or going on the website and all that, because this is being implemented now during the month of January, time was of the essence in terms of informing people of making the decision.
Yep.
So I did offer to do this optional public information session on Monday, and I have ECM Power coming on Monday also.
There's a lot of ignorance out there.
Unfortunately, there seems to be a lot of discontent with the fact that it's an opt-out program, which we can't control because
It's state law.
it's a state law.
Yeah.
And it also wouldn't be viable for companies to do, any program that's not opt-out, that's why
The
they
thing
made
is, we
it.
did say that all public meetings, including our town meeting, that we still hold down.
Oh, that's right, yeah, oh yeah, and I've continued to kind of express that, on our Facebook page. There is a bunch of, negative comments there about it. It is what it is, there's gonna be people, and there's people that are like, I don't care if you're saving me money, I don't wanna be told that I have to save money. I'm serious, there's just people that are like, you know, you shouldn't have the right to lower my electric rates. Is, if I read between the lines, they're too insistent on the fact they don't like the decision being made for them if they don't opt out, even if it saves them money. I'm not gonna change people's mind about those people, but we are saving money for any Unitil customer or any Eversource customer.
Albeit small, but things that's in
It
the right
is,
direction.
albeit small, but it's the right direction. Thank you, Mike. And we'll have the session on Monday.
I'm gonna be there to support you.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Oh, you got more?
Well, I was just gonna say, just as a public service, I did do a tech talk on Tuesday night at the library. I joined one of the adult programs there and turned out to do a 90-minute talk, and it was attended by 30+ people, and the reviews of that were very good. It was a talk about smart home and internet services and
Oh, I
Wi-Fi.
saw that posted on there.
And things like that, yeah. And it was so well received that they would like me to do more of them.
Especially on iPads and iPhones. They're hidden secrets.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to say, I did not identify myself as a selectman or anything at that, but I'm just a private citizen doing good for
You're never just a private.
spreading
Not anymore.
good information.
Not
So
anymore.
now I'll allow you to do a motion to adjourn.
9:44, so much for a quick meeting, Dana's back.